downhill from here, the small rural village organised its very first football team. Today, that club celebrates 130 years. Thanks to Pro Build Australia, Air Diffusion Australia and the Aussie in at Hackham, it's the Wine Flyers of Reynella hosting the Cockle Divers from Port Noarlunga. My name's Phil Herden. Thanks so much for joining us here at Reynella. A big celebration today and a big match between two top four teams. Joining me to call all the action, Ollie Riddle. Ollie, welcome.
Welcome, great to be here. It's a privilege, actually, of being able to celebrate 140 years. 130 years. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
That's Phil. The association.
The association, 140 years, 130 years. Did write down some information too. They've been playing in the Southern Football League since 1948 with 8 A-grade premierships. Their first in 1969.
Yeah, and they've actually had 8 men's premierships, 1 women's premierships. And the last actually 20 years, the 2010s and the 2020s have brought 6 of those premierships, 5 of the men, 1 for the women. They actually did not win their first league A-grade premiership until 1969, which
Funny
was
that, I just said it.
Year I was born. I know, I'm just agreeing with you. April 1896, down at the Crown Inn Hotel. So that's how long the Crown Inn Hotels have been here. And they used to play on an oval just out the back. Moved up here in 1913.
Wow, been playing here for over 100 years. And there's some muddy boys out there in the B grade. Current scores are 11-10-70. Reynella are getting the job done against Port Noarlunga 3-3-21. We've, of course, got a big game here, Phil. Huge.
Yeah, it is going to be a big game. We're into the second half of the season, round 10 of in these two sides. We covered them at Port Noarlunga in round 1. You were there, Ollie, and Reynella got up. And Port Noarlunga are a good side, not yet a great side this year. And Reynella are right in a 3-way tie for top.
Where do you have these teams on your power rankings?
I have Reynella number 2 behind Flaggies because Flaggies are 1 missed shot away from perfection. Reynella, I've got them second ahead of Happy Valley. I thought their 1 loss to Flaggies was, so we say, a better loss than Happy Valley's loss to Reynella in round 2. Port Noarlunga, look, they're set in 4th, and it's a big game. Reynella with the anniversary, combined with Ladies' Day today as well.
Ladies' Day.
That's a combination. Port Noarlunga, it's a huge game for them on the field. They have lost 3 games. They're 2 games and a little bit of percentage behind the top 3. If they lose this, I can't see them making top 3.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a couple of games. Just a bridge too far, and they'll be trying to solidify it their 4th spot. Which is a shame for a team who went all the way last year after finishing second at the end of the year, home and away season. A couple of players to look out for today. Lockie Murphy's been playing right around the ground since leaving the Crows last year. Played 120 AFL games. Now at the Cockle Divers. He's featured in the best plays 5 times this season. Same amount of time as Cameron Kirkland, who of course spent a bit of time in the under-18s at South Adelaide. Actually played 13 senior matches for the Panthers as well. Both have featured in the best players 5 times. Liam Delahunty back into the team today. Didn't play a couple of weeks ago when we last saw Reynella.
Yeah, that's big. That's big that he's back and gives us the treat, Ollie, of seeing the top 2 goal scorers in the competition going head-to-head today, albeit at different ends of the ground.
Liam Delahunty has 35 from 7 games. Kicked 5 goals last week. Zach Sprower has 50 from 9 games. Kicked 8 last week when Port Noarlunga beat Aldinga by 111 points.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Port Noarlunga. They have feasted on the minnows as the siren goes for the B grade. So two wins each so far in the 4 curtain raiser games. Here in the Bs it was Reynella 11-10-76. Port Noarlunga 3-3-21. So that by my maths 55 point win. Earlier in the under-13s, Reynella handed Port Noarlunga their first loss in the under-13s, and both are 1-2 in that competition. 5-4-34 to 2-3-15 to the Wine Flies. Port Noarlunga responded in the under-15s, a 71-point thumping, 12-11-83 to 1-6-12. Under 17.5s, also a strong Port Noarlunga win, 10-8-68 to 3-5-23. And I mentioned Reynella in the Bs. And of course, what you're about to see, folks, as Port Noarlunga take out in their traditional blue and white attire, is the unis that Reynella are wearing, and they've gone full out here. I mean, they've gone, sorry, not full, they've gone all out, not just jumpers, but shorts and socks to go with the occasion.
What colours are they going to be wearing, Phil?
Well, they're going to be looking a little bit like Hawthorn when they have an alternate strip. They're going to have the brown jumper with a big R on it, just so they know what size, just so they know what size they are. And we'll see them coming out in just a moment. But they've also, done the whole hog. They've got the brown shorts. They've got the brown and gold socks as well, as Adam Hartlett walks past with a smile on his face, which is great to see. He's up for the challenge today. Here comes Reynella, and I'll probably be coming on your cameras pretty shortly. And what's interesting is that they've got a little bit of a
looks like the
multicolour at the bottom, which I think is all the different colours maybe that they may have had, because they've had a few over the time.
When did they settle on black and white?
1968, just before they won the first premiership, and I think that, we won a premiership in this.
Let's stick with it.
Yeah. But you go back to 1896, and Reynella was an hour and a half horse ride.
Horse ride?
Right. It says an hour and a half drive. Well, cars weren't around in 1896. There may have been a train. In fact, the train line they used to run down here actually runs down the back of this oval. Here, that used to run all the way to Noarlunga. But something else happened in 1896. It was actually before Australia was federated. So this was the colony of South Australia. Reynella was a rural village. And in 1896, 1 week after the footy club was formed, South Australia had the 1896 colony election.
Right.
Famous around the world.
Worldwide, really?
Worldwide, for something. Because South Australia was one of the first governments to allow voting for a certain category of the population.
Would it be female?
Female suffrage. If you were 21 or older, white, Aboriginals were allowed to, Indigenous were allowed to vote. Women were allowed to vote for the very first time. The Act had gone through 2 years earlier. The only way you were not eligible to vote, according to the resource, was that if you were convicted of treason or a felony, then you weren't allowed to vote.
All right, that's probably fair enough.
Universal suffrage.
Our umpires have walked out to the field now. Our field umpires will be Nathan Salt and Simon Thompson. Noah Cutting, Brodie Gaskin and Rylan Ketchner. They're all on our boundaries. And Phil, we've got two Johns in goals.
We've got two Johns, John Hall and John O'White. I think it's pretty important that we've got a John and a John O, just so we can tell the two apart.
And we spoke to John O'White pre-game, and he was a bit pumped. He had his first game in 2 years, he said the other day. So his second today. We'll see if he's shaken off the rust.
Indeed. Well, do you get rust as a goal umpire?
Well, I don't know. I've never been a goal umpire.
Yeah, look, I was a goal umpire at under 8 level.
Oh, yeah? Was it a tough gig?
Yeah, it's moments. No, it was pretty good. And it was a good way to contribute to the footy club, which I think is important. And when you've got your kids playing, you've got to find a way to contribute somewhere. Sponsors for this broadcast, Pro Build Australia. We do thank Arajard Lever, not just for Pro Build Australia sponsoring the broadcast, but even the Wineflies have given us this wonderful setup. We've got a marquee at ground level protected from the elements with a beautiful view of the oval. Also, Air Diffusion Australia, major sponsors down here at Reynella, your one-stop air conditioning trade centre. Plus, of course, the Aussie Inn at Hackham and the Christie's Beach Hotel, part of the RD Jones Group. Demand & Co Real Estate, they're our major broadcast sponsors, joined by Dartfish Live Stats, the Sportal Scoreboard looking resplendent today, Classic Clashes, we hope we have one, UTF Trailers, Archie's Footwear, and of course, Filming Footy.
Got a couple of changes for both sides. 4 for the away team, Port Noarlunga. In comes in Jaden Close, Max Savage, Noah Ramasawmy. I think we're just going to call him Rama. Noah Ramasawmy. I spoke to the coach Adam Hartlett last night, and he says they just call him Rama. He's one of the 4 changes, as well as the man on debut, Ryder Pyman.
Yeah, congratulations to Ryder on making debut. Be the third Reynella player to make a debut at league level this season.
He would also be the third Noarlunga player as well.
Oh, sorry.
Our players who are missing today from Noarlunga,
Yep.
Tommy Dix, Patrick Carman, Xander Trezis and Hamish Hartler are out of the side. Reynella have brought in Brodie Damon and Alex Lawley to replace, I believe, the injured Talon Copley, and then Patrick Davies also played in the B grade.
Yeah, we assume that basically if they're not listed in the Bs that they're out due to injury reasons. 17 premiership players out here today because we do have the premiers from the last 2 years,
Yes.
Port Noarlunga 2025 and Reynella in 2024. We've got 8 cockle divers who played in that win over Happy Valley, and we've got 9 Reynella Wineflies from the 2024 team that, from memory, beat Flagstaff Hill reasonably narrowly in that grand final.
8 or 10 points rings the bell. Of course, these two teams played against each other in round 1. You weren't there for it, Phil. I certainly was. Port Noarlunga went down to the Wineflies by 21 points. We had an interesting discussion about what a winefly is before we went to air.
Yeah, if you Google it, you get the Reynella Football Club, which is kind of interesting. The best I could work out is that a winefly is a version of a fruit fly. And of course, if you know the region here, the Southern Vales, this used to be the John Reynell farm, became a village, and surrounding the farm was just wineries that eventually became housing, that eventually became Southern Adelaide suburbia. My only question, Ollie, and we haven't come up with an answer yet, is that, okay, we appreciate wineries have grapes and maybe wine flies, but if a wine fly is a fruit fly, isn't South Australia fruit fly free?
Fruit fly
Fruit
fly free. We're supposed to be, but maybe we've got a couple floating
Let's
around.
hope we have a very exciting contest so we don't have to discuss that any further. So it is Port Noarlunga in the traditional blue and white, Reynella in the archival brown and gold, and it will be Reynella heading to the left of your screen. Port Noarlunga, I think they've got a little breeze, 2 to the left. Port Noarlunga heading to the right. We're set to rock and roll. Thanks to Filming Footy, you're with Ollie Riddle.
First quarter is officially underway here at Reynella Oval. The Cockle Tigers taking on Reynella, celebrating 130 years in the brown and gold. Kick from Paredes, a little bit forward, not much distance, and in the end we're going to have a wrapped up. Umpire Simon Thompson will do the second ball up of the match, and there's a huge crowd to the right of us, Phil, for Ladies' Day.
Yeah, and they've brought the music as well. We've got Never Tear Us Apart thumping in the background. Not sure if that's a distraction for the players. Some discussion out of bounds or not.
That was
in
out
the
of
hands
bounds.
of Damon, but he's about to hand it over to one of our boundary umpires.
So Damon thought he took the mark, but it was touched. And then when he took the mark, he walked over the line.
Therefore, that's out of bounds. Back into the mud pit. The oval conditions, look, it is starting to show a bit of wear and tear. We were here for the association games a couple of weeks ago. And there's a degree of mud, not a bog pit by any measure, and that's a nice grab taken in defence by Liam Reid, who's been one of the most consistent Reynella players so far this season.
One of the supreme defenders of the Southern Football League. And out he goes, his first intercept mark of the day. Plays for Miranda. O'Grady's handball out wide. Lockie Murphy, 120 games with the Adelaide Crows. Playing game 10 for the Cockle Divers. Knocked forwards, handball backwards, and away come Reynella. Although a little bit of fumble ain't going to help. Picked up by Steele. The runner's in our way, Phil. And the play's going to move on. McGuinness.
So we have an uninterrupted view unless the runner stands in our way.
McGuinness goes long all the way to half 4. Mark's taken intercept mark. That is Jaden Close, who didn't play a single A-grade game last year, despite playing 18 of them the year before. He's back in the team today.
And has found Nicholas Steele. So a few of the Cockle Divers have got the long sleeve jumper. Heads to right in front of us.
It's long sleeve day today.
It is definitely a long sleeve day. We're certainly in the long sleeves. Max Savage took the mark, but deemed to be a free kick. Will go the way of Reynella. It is with James Patworth, one of their key movers and shakers, down. What do we call this? The entrance wing, the clubhouse wing, the aged care centre wing. It's just behind us here. Tapped out of bounds will be a
Let's
throw.
not call it the aged care centre.
We've got to find something better than that. Interesting dispatches. Look at Google Maps. A lot of places do call this Winefly Park.
Winefly
Which I think
Park.
has a nice, or Reynella Oval, take your pick. Port Noarlunga, they're winning the clearances, I'm noting, Ollie, and they do get a hand pass out through Rammer into a bit of open space on the half-forward flank. Who's going to run onto that? Just lost a little bit of footing was Billy Cook, and he's given away a free kick in that process. So 3 minutes gone. I know, correction, it's going to be a free kick to Kalen Ortman. I think he's right at the 50-metre arc. Looks like it's 80s days with the music as well.
Yeah, we've had a bit of old school music playing at the moment.
I don't know if there was a decade that produced better music than the 80s, but...
Well, the 2020s have started strong.
Are they? Okay.
Ortman from 50. In fact, he creeps closer, maybe 45, still won't get the journey, and it's knocked over and towards the line. In fact, it may roll out, it does, Phil. Got some scores from across the ground. O'Sutherland's Beach Lonsdale, 4 goals, 9 full-time. They went down to Gaza, 11 goals, 10.
That would be in the Bs, I would assume.
I would assume it is the B. In fact, it is the B grade. And, of course, the AFL scores, brave of them to go up against us, Phil.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that Adelaide Footy Club, they'll lose a bit of money going head-to-head with Reynella's 130th anniversary. If I ran the AFL, one of the things I would do, be near the top of the list, would be no AFL on a Saturday afternoon. Leave it to state league, suburban, country clubs. This is your time slot. Have your moment in the sun. Reynella, they're playing a lot of defence at the moment. Jack Ball with the clearance. Right in front of us here. Patworth comes and lays a tackle. Hand pass did get out to Kapler. Of course, Kapler, interesting, one of the Reynella, one of the Southern Footy League players to make it to AFL level. Lovely kick inside to a man who we're going to keep an eye on, Zach Sproul. 50 goals in 8 games.
50 goals from 9 games, 8 goals last week in that huge 111-point win.
So it's an 18-round season. You have 2 byes. You play 16. He's got 50 at the halfway mark. Will
they run out on the ground?
This will be the thing we're going to be watching, and we'll see a fair bit of Port Noarlunga over the run home is, can he kick 116 games?
If they go deep into the finals, I think he may.
Well, yeah, then I'm pretty sure Port Noarlunga will be playing finals. From the edge of 50, puts it high. This will give us a pretty good idea of the breeze. It drops right on the line and is touched. We have a score. Port Noarlunga 1, Reynella 0.
Speaking
at
of
the 5-minute mark.
Speaking of scores, we've got 2 minutes to go before three-quarter time at Adelaide Oval. The Demons are leading the Crows by 2 points.
So, another one for the Crows fans to enjoy another close game of footy. That one bottles along. So we've certainly seen, we're a little bit on the clubhouse side of centre in our beautiful marquee here that the Reynella Football Club put up for us. Hasn't been much down the left-hand side of the play so far. I would say maybe 1 inside 50 to Reynella. Port Noarlunga have had plenty of the ball, just a 1-point lead.
Now here goes Steele, inside 50, low ball, perfect. And that's Carpenter has taken the mark. And he'll be lined up directly in front, 45 out. He kicked 3 goals last week. And the thing about Carpenter is all the headlines go to Zach Sproul. Last year, he had 52 goals, 20 goals so far this season too.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you're a forward team, you want a 1-2 punch. I think of
exactly
Reynella.
what they got.
I think of what with the game you saw them demolish Cove. They had Marshman and they had Delahunty. Marshman out at the moment. This is the 1-2 punch for the Cockle Divers looking for their first goal.
Directly in front. The players like it. Carpenter's got his first. It's the first goal of the match too. And it heads the way of the Cockle Divers. How'd you see it, Phil?
Well, just a beautiful clearance, and I would say the clearance stats would be well in favour of Port Noarlunga at the moment, and an open forward took the mark down low. Nothing the defender could do about that, and slotted it right over the goal umpire's hat. As good a football as it gets, and I'm just relieved we got a goal at 7-minute mark, because the last time we were here covering Reynella, it was a Flagstaff Hill game, top of the table, and we were goalless in the first quarter.
The game had so much momentum going in, it just fell flat in that first term. Ball's gone back up here. Ruckman go at it, including Ethan Salai. Plays around the football, knocked all the way inside 50 for Reynella, their first real opportunity. And now right in front of our runners here on the boundary. Umpire's called holding the ball.
Lucas Gordon was tackled. Can't tell you who the tackler was.
So that opportunity goes wasted. Noarlunga will dispose of it with the free kick.
One of those rare situations, folks, where you have a better view of it than we do. Courtesy of Josh, our intrepid cameraman, up in the scaffold today with the the waterproof equipment in full vogue. The Crocodiles are clearing it nicely, looking for Steele. He's been a key man. He can take a good mark and has done so there.
Done well
over
so
Joel
far.
Stone. So we've got Steele over Stone.
Steele
That's
over
a
Stone. He's going to bring it to the side. Not 15, says the umpire. That's a good call from Nathan Salt. Mark's been taken out along the outer wing. They're going to hold it up. This is number 29, Nathan Fader. He spent some time in South Adelaide's under-18s this season.
Was named to play for him this morning, but was one of the emergencies.
There you go. He sat on the bench to watch South Adelaide this morning.
They went down by 4 points to Westies in a bit of an upset.
Oh, think of what he could have done. He could have got them over the line.
In fact, there's 4 Port Noarlunga players, including Fader, in the 27-person squad the South Adelaide named. Because both clubs in the Panthers zone.
Good to see a lot of the younger guys getting through and starting to really shine for our Samful side. As away come Reynella. Handball was good. Packworth want to give it back.
Lovely.
Nicely worked. Look at that. A 1-2 and another 1-2. All the way to half forward. Mark held. Nice job. And away come Reynella. They're going to want to hold it up. This is Liam Delahunty. Kicked 5 goals last week on return. All the way to full forward. No one can hold the mark. Umpire's blown his whistle. It's a free kick going against Port Noarlunga. A certain opportunity for Reynella. Mm-hmm. And you can see hands in the air from Jaden Close.
It's a free and nobody's rolling around on the ground.
Wow, I know. We've been watching soccer. So the man with the free kick is Damon Arnold. And there was a 6-week period where he just couldn't get on the park. It really hurt the wine flags back out there.
He was your inaugural prize winner.
Was he?
Wasn't he?
Maybe he was as the goal was being kicked. I don't think he was.
Okay.
Was he?
He was named by the coach as the best.
Well, there you go. He's back in the team regardless. He's on the score sheet. Reinella's got their first goal in their brown and yellow Guernsey. Probably the first time in 50 years too.
Yeah, and it looks pretty good. I enjoy the fact that, having watched a bit of the Bees earlier, that it's not a clash. It's kind of North Melbourne Collingwood-esque with lots of vertical stripes. And not a case in the A's, obviously. The brown offsets the white quite nicely. But Reynella, look, they've been outplayed the first 15 minutes. But a beautiful set play which found Delahunty. He then is kicked, drew the free. And now Reynella are back to within a point. 19 minutes ticked over, first quarter.
So Reinella's ruckman, Stanford gets the tap, and away they come. Push up to half forward. Crocodile is underneath it, and Reynella can go. South of that is. Just knocks it forward, and away they come. This is good football from Lawley. Up towards half forward, as far away as possible from Husfield. Kick forward, Crocodiles. They're around the football. Rolling out. Can't quite get the kick. Now they do. Gets past a couple of them. Picked up. Wasn't really a handball. Got into carpeting nonetheless, and the umpire's going to call for a ball up right in front of our cameraman, Josh.
So just Reinella's side of centre. Port Noarlunga won most of the clearances. Reynella get this one. It ends up on the foot of Stanford, high to the top of the square. And again, a strategically placed runner, but I can tell you that it fell to Joel Stone, who, well, there's going to be a conference here. I think it's a miss, just by the way the players are reacting. Yeah, it is a miss. which ties up this football game on the Sportal scoreboard. It is Port Noarlunga 117, now Reynella 117.
You and I both woke up this morning to watch the Socceroos take on the United States.
We did.
Unfortunately, didn't go our way, especially in the first half. 2-0 defeat there. Our next match in another week's time is Paraguay. I just checked the scores. 1-0 full-time against Turkey.
Okay, so the winner of that will take second spot in the pool.
Carpany, handballs on. This is good moments for Stewart and a nice centering kick. Perfection, and we'll line up here 35 out.
And of course, if they draw, then chances are both get through. So I wonder what kind of interesting incentive that is. But anyway.
What it does mean is Turkey is done.
Turkey is Turkey is
cooked.
Turkey
is cooked.
Turkey air now.
Turkey is what they
Turkey,
call it.
yeah.
Like
Kalen Ortman, as we bring ourselves back to Aussie rules football. Straight in front. Got a bit of a mud patch to negotiate, which he does very nicely. Ortman with his third goal at A-grade level in his 9th game.
And he's really impressed so far this season. Played all the games. Actually one of 4 or 5, I think, that are really young in this lineup. Still old enough to be just outside the 17s or still in the 17s.
Yeah. And not only did he play has he played all 9 now, A-grade games, he also, the week that Port Noarlunga had off, he went and played in the Bs.
Oh, really?
Because, of course, with Noarlunga not having an A-grade side, A's have a bye, but not a B-grade side, which is a bit unfortunate for the Shoes because they keep on coming up in the Bs against pretty higher quality opposition.
It's good for the younger guys like Ortman to, if he's in hot form, keep it going.
Just keep playing. I mean, he was playing under 18s for South Adelaide the year before and under 17s, as well as, I think, one league game. So Port Noarlunga back in front by 7. The music's still pumping from the ladies' tent down the southwestern end. Picking up, trying to get the clearance away was Salter. Ends up with Nitschke. Got a nice run happening here from Jack Ball. He heads down the outer wing, and Joel Stone picks it up. Front of the old scoreboard on the outer side. Now serves as a advertising sign. It's inside 50. Port Noarlunga's defence holding strong. Sali was the moment, but the kick coming out ends up with Nitschke. Run of Reed. Loads up to the hot spot, finds the target. There was a little bit of contact between defender and markup, deemed to be legal. And Bradley Potter, the VC, will take the shot.
It's good to have him back in the side too. He kicked 12 goals this season, had 27 last year. So even a couple of weeks out, he's still pretty much on track to get the same or similar results as last year. Good performer, has been for a long time, set sail, and we gave him that big pump up, but he's missed the length.
Yeah, it was kicked 2 goals and was one of their best in the round 1 encounter and a goal last week. As they retrieve the football. They bring it back. Port Noarlunga with a big kick. Looking out there for Jaden Green. It spills. It's going to land right in front of us. Race for pace. O'Connor Dawkins leads that. And it ends up out of bounds. It'll be a throw in. Probably about 60 metres out from Port Noarlunga's goal. In front of the club rooms.
In front of the barbecue.
The barbecue.
And I haven't tested it out yet today.
There was the beef brisket burger was their special today. I did have a hot dog. I didn't try it.
Oh, the beef
No,
brisket burger.
I'm probably regretting that now. Beef brisket sounds pretty good about now.
Variety is the spice of life, Phil.
Can we phone an order in?
You can phone in, can you?
Can we phone one in?
Maybe we'll get it for free. If we commentate well, if we pump Reynella up, they might just give it to us for nothing.
I don't like to beg for food. That's not great.
Ortman, squaring ball. Sproul's going to get to this first. Picks it up. Nicely escapes over the head handball. And now they can run it from the pocket. And it just puts it wide. That man there is Thompson Carroll. Made his A-grade debut in last week's Aldinga victory. Actually spent a couple of years at Edwardstown before returning to Port Noarlunga as well.
Yeah, just a narrow miss. What was interesting, you saw Sproul touch the ball and he just got swamped by 2 or 3 wine flies, which opened up the space for Carroll.
They're probably going to have at least 2 people on Sproul today when he's around the ball.
So Sproul watch at the moment is goalless. The Cocklediver goals to Carpenny and Ortman. Reynella's to Damon Arnold. 17.5 gone of the first quarter. Game starting to settle into a bit of a rhythm now. And the skill level, to be honest, has been reasonably impressive given the conditions. We've had a fair bit of rain during the week. A couple of teams in the Southern League have had to manage their oval usage. We have had rain earlier this morning. None, tiny bit of rain during the Bs, but none right now. Stoppage just the attacking side of centre. Ticked over 18 minutes on the Sportal scoreboard. Reynella clearance. It's high looking for Stone. And the kick down the field quickly played on. Now Port Noarlunga are off. Looking for Ortman, and he had his hands chopped. And just a little bit further out than his last goal, he's going to take another shot.
Oh, he sort of hints to give it away, Phil. Of course, he's the man who kicked the last goal. Portlunga 2-2-14 to 1-2-8. Reynella on the scoreboard. He's going to line up. Does he have the distance, Phil?
I'm not sure he does. Oh, maybe 45. Got a chance. Oh, that was too easy. Zach Sproul got off the leash. It sunk like a stone. He reacted the fastest to us, and no Reynella defender went with him. He marked it. Open goal. Bang.
I thought it was going to be a free kick for a second because no one reacted.
Everyone kind of stopped, didn't they?
I was totally confused what's happening.
They wanted to go to the VAR, but that's pretty clear. Oh, no, maybe we are going to the VAR. Hang on.
Ooh.
We've got our main umpire. He's looking for a football.
Umpire Simon Thompson's looking for a football, but he's almost signalling a score
like
review.
He was gonna...
It looks like he's going to go to VAR. Yeah. So Sprout's got his first, kicked 8 last week, and the lead now jumps up to 2 goals, 1 goal, 2 to 3 goals. 2 there.
So he's got, to get it in the minor round, he's got 8 games left. He's got 32 quarters to kick 50 goals. So he's got to at least get a goal a quarter and then have a few where he can double up.
But you know what? If anyone's capable, I think it's him.
Pretty much got to be 6 and a bit per game, and that's a big ask.
He kicked 77 last year,
Yeah.
and that got them to the premiership, and that was with 3 or 4 finals as well.
That's right. But you never know. He'll give us something to follow.
So the umpire's just trying to dry the ball.
They just got a new ball, and it landed right in the mud.
Ball's been thrown up. Players around it trying to knock it forward for Portlunga, who have started well.
Yeah.
The away side. We both tipped Reynella before the match, Phil. But so far, so good if you're a cockle diver. Away come Reynella. Along the inner wing, the nursing home in, the aged care wing. And the umpire said it's gone over line. We'll throw it right under Josh, our
I'll tell
cameraman.
you, one thing that's getting me is I've called a few under-18s games, and one of the great things about Sandford under-18s is that there's a jumper number on the front, exactly on the spot where Reynella's R is. So every time a player's running towards me, I'm looking for this number that's the R. It's a little off-putting. There's a battle for it by the boundary. Oh, it's going to be a free kick, Port Noarlunga. In front of the local fans.
Crows have hit the front for the first time in this match at Adelaide Oval.
Doesn't matter how you start, it is how you finish. Sproul too far out the score. Look, he does that beautifully. He did not try and kick the goal. He just lobbed it up for a teammate to mark. That's how you do it. And what, could have been just an easy thump through for a behind a few metres out. There's now a chance for a 3rd goal in succession. This one to the captain, Ryan Kelly.
Featured in the best players for the last time these 2 teams met. That was round 1 when the Wine Flyers ran home winners.
Kelly goes way back. That's who he used to play for. And he's missed.
When did he debut?
He debuted, I've got him debuting in 2019. Played for the Port Adelaide Magpies.
Is that so?
In 2018 and the South Adelaide Reserves. Ponga 2021. But, yeah, from the way back club, which I think is Air Peninsula, I think.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So a few players around the football now as we throw it in front of the outer wind this time. Our umpire's doing a pretty good job so far. 22 and a half minutes gone in this first stanza. Port Lunga lead it with the last 2 goals in the match. 3-3-21 plays 1-2-8. Damon Arnold, the only goal scorer for Reynella. And we're going to try that throw
inside
again.
50 count would be pretty heavily favoured towards Reynella. And I'm kind of thinking that Reynella have had the breeze in the first quarter. I did a little bit of Google mapping over the week as Patworth is just under pressure. Reynella keeping possession but conceding ground, deemed to be a throw. And I think this is Kelly who's got the ball.
This is not Kelly. He's standing right front.
Okay, target on Kelly.
Regardless who it is, go top it to the top of the square. Sprouse the man, but charging forward. Nicely taken by Whitaker, who featured in the best players when these teams last played in round 1 also. Short kick, we'll move it on to Lewis Bird. What sort of Google mapping did you do, Phil?
Well, just to get... Oh, they're playing Sweet Caroline now.
Playing Sweet Caroline. You can hear him.
The ladies are having fun.
The ladies are loving that under their pavilion. As Stone can knock it forward.
Quite what to make of it.
Play's going to move on. Right by our cameraman, Josh. And over the line. No, not quite. Going to keep it in. Kapler's underneath it. And they jump on him from all directions.
Got to be careful with those that then turn into a sling. Certainly a bit of extra discussion. Jaden Kapler did not appreciate the ending of that tackle.
Ball's been thrown up. Stanford tapped it. And of course, the last time we saw Reynella play, Stanford almost got him home.
Yeah, he got into a little purple patch in the final quarter, bagged a few, and we just about engraved Flagstaff as the winner, and Reynella got it back to within 2 goals. But good win to Flaggers on that occasion that puts them on top of the table. It's a 3-way tie. Happy Valley, 6 wins in succession. Flagstaff Hill, just the loss with the kick after the siren. They didn't convert. And this team, Reynella, who was certainly undermanned up forward when we saw them against Flaggies.
We've had a second ball swap of the first quarter already,
yeah,
as we're going to have a boundary throw in right in front of the barbecue here. And they've thrown it back in. Plenty of players already covered in mud. Lawley's numbers missing half of it. And knocked forward. Go to Wine Flyers. This is Pat Worth. And look at that. Did he try and take him on? Umpire says no. In the end, we're going to have a ball up.
Jaden Green. Oh, look, I do like the fact we've got number 66 and we've got number 99.
Yeah.
Jaden Green came in hard on that tackle. You'd think quarter time is imminent, a 4-goal quarter, 26 minutes gone. Reynella are like kind of just hanging on here as Kirkland gets it out of bounds.
They desperately need quarter time, the Wine Flyers. This has not gone to plan so far. Their big celebration. And
I think, to be brutally honest, Port Noarlunga should probably be a little further in front.
They might just be. Opportunity marked, squandered. Play's going to move on. Collier Dawkins was in. Lots of players around the football now. Got past Steele. Hacked out of there from Stanford. Mark's going to be taken, dropped, and off his foot too. Umpire says chuck it in. It actually came off his foot. It should be a Port Lunga free kick, but regardless, 1-2-8 is the Reynella scoreline. 3-3-21. They lead it. The Cockle Divers at quarter time here. Bit of a shell shock to Reynella so far. The first stanza has finished. And who are our goal kickers, Phil?
Our goal kickers are all individuals. Caelan Ortman, Zach Sproul and Gary Carpeney for Port Noarlunga. Damon Arnold, the sole goal scorer for Reynella. We'll head to the quarter-time break with the visitors in front by 13. Thanks to ProBuild Australia, Air Diffusion Australia and the Aussie Inn at Hackham, along with Sam Domain with Domain & Co Real Estate. You're watching the Southern Football League Thanks to Filming Footy.
Our name is derived from the Greek prefix, macro, large. From the day we were born, this has been a promise for the future. We have grown through dedication, sweat, self-denial, faithful to our mission of being on the side of those who put themselves on the line. Through our name, we celebrate the greatness of those who believe there are no obstacles higher than their dreams. The courage to get back up after falling. The obstinacy of believing until the end. These are the values embedded in our logo. The Macron Hero. It's a celebration of sacrifice and tenacity. Up until your personal victory. Until your arms are in the sky. Become your own hero.
On such a cold, muddy day, I would suggest they may have.
Yeah, and that's the bit. We always at quarter time we sort of talk about wind and other things, but you really want to see what both teams do with it. But I think Cockle Divers going into the breeze have set themselves up nicely. They've got plenty of winners. We've seen, the usual suspects. Lockie Murphy's got plenty of the ball. They've been really good in the middle. Nick Steele, and they've had the forwards up forward. Ortman's been probably their main target. Zach Sprill's popped up. It's going to plan at the moment.
Certainly is. And of course, we speak of round 1, 2026, where Reynella defeated the Cockle Divers by 21 points. Round 16 last year. Phil, do you know what happened?
Well, I know that Port Noarlunga swept in 2025 and Reynella swept in 2024.
Exactly right. A 37-point margin to Port Noarlunga. Round 16, 2025. As we're set to get underway.
We have one other score around the ground, and it just, this team, I know they're a long way away, but their home form and their road form is so different. Aldinga are giving Happy Valley at least something of a competitive game. The Vikings 4-4-28, Aldinga Sharks 2-4-16, 12-point margin there. 13 points here, second quarter. You're with Olive Riddle.
Play is back underway. Second stanza football, and the umpire just waits before he calls the ball up, and eventually he does.
So the Footy League want to thank their sponsors, the Flurio Milk Company, Diffusion Australia, So Cloudy Web Design. They'll be our special sponsors next week. SA Landscaping Supplies, Master Plumbing Association, Paladin Sports, Sharon Sports Centre, All Frames and Mirrors, Belgravia Apparel, the PW Collection, Dartfish, and the Youth in Sports Foundation.
A mark there from Richard O'Grady, intercept mark. Kicked 2 goals last week. First time he's been on the score sheet since August. Almost 12 months to him as Wiseman had his opportunity there. Couldn't quite hold the mark. And wrapped up was Jane Close. So Reynella doing a bit of the attacking now.
Yeah. Not that we complain because it's down our end. And they won the ruck contest. And they'll win the clearance, courtesy of Viney, who was deemed to maybe have been fouled after disposal.
He certainly was.
And he'll get the free in front of the scoreboard. Shows the Wineflies trailing by 13. This is gettable distance, probably 30 out. Bit of an angle to deal with.
He's been a sneaky goal kicker so far this year. This is a big goal number 4 at senior level.
And that's missed. What? I mentioned the Googling map and I never finished it, just to see the angle of the oval. Okay, it's actually a northeast-southwest alignment, not north-south.
Your internal compass couldn't tell you that?
Well, I just wanted to check it. Okay. And the other thing is that it's a really interesting flank on the northeast side. It's almost like a straight line. The rest is a curve, but there's not really much in the way of pockets in this oval. They come wide, they come out pretty quick.
Yeah, they certainly do as we go back inside 50 for the Wineflies. Now they're starting to get some good ball movement, and the mark here, I believe
That's
it
the man.
is our man Liam Delahunty. Back with a bat last week, kicking 5. The winner today may be decided by his or Sproul's boot.
Well, it will be a battle within a battle. Now, the game we did against Cove, there was one forward who kept going down on their knees to mark. Was it Delahunty or Marshall?
It was Delahunty.
Okay, that one he took standing up.
First opportunity for him, and he's pushed it to the right-hand side. Another minor score for Reynella.
So
They've moved to 10 points.
So a couple of gettable goals, and suddenly the goal kicking's an issue. 1 goal 4. Scoring shot 6-5, and yeah, look, breeze. What breeze? It seems to be the southern end. It's the music. The music end is proving where the action is. So Port Noarlunga yet to have an inside 50 in the first 5 minutes of this second quarter. Yet to have a goal. That one just bounced off the check as Kapler lost his footing by the boundary. Ball slips out, deemed to be touched, will be a throw-in. In front of the light towers, which are reasonably new here. I think they came in last year or late 2024.
No need to use them today. Have seen a bit of light tower action over the last couple of weeks. Today is a nice, bright, sunny day. Yeah, I woke up this morning and I forgot what country I was living in. That's how different the weather was.
Okay. June in Adelaide, it's cold. Not snowing, no blizzards.
It's been a while since we've saw some sun. Still said he didn't get rid of it. Umpire's correct there, Simon Thompson. Did not get rid of the football. And Pat Worth, I believe, is going to just load up there.
Oh, yeah.
The lead is on it nicely. Phil goes, oh, yeah, he liked that. And the mark is taken by, I believe, our man again.
Yeah, look, he's got to kick this. He's had the sighter. I mean, that's a really good contested mark. Just strengthen the back.
So Liam Delahunty missed the first, didn't miss the second. He's got goal number 1 for him. Second of a second quarter. First of a second quarter.
Well,
and it's their second goal, Reynella.
One of the game notes was that it was the top 2 goal scorers in the competition. Delahunty on 35, Sproul on 50. Delahunty played for one of my favourite football clubs in the entirety of the country.
West Adelaide?
Well, he did, but that's not one of my favourite, of course. Out in the Riverina, along the Canola Way, is a club that's made up of 3 towns.
Okay.
It's called Ganmain Grong Grong Matong.
Ganmain Grong Grong Vaton?
Matong.
Vaton.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how Ganmain got top billing because there wasn't much of Ganmain. Now, they're the Lions. Can you just imagine doing that? Can you imagine the scoreboard? How much space you'd need to put that on the scoreboard?
You just call them the Lions.
Yeah.
Lockie Murphy's got the free kick in the centre of the ground. And he's going to push out wide to the left-hand side of your screen. Portlunga's end. No one can hold the mark. Play moves on through Kirkland, and away Reynella go. The Wineflies, good body work. Delahunty, nicely done. Handballs it on. And away they come. This is Lawley. There's a man coming back to the goal square. Couldn't quite hold the mark. That was Viney. Murphy's in defence, just coughs it straight back up. And this is the opportunity for Portlunga to just breathe a sigh of relief through Kapler.
Yeah, that was intense for a moment. The intended snap from Arnold.
And he loves to change of club,
Murphy.
Kapler. He played for Victor Harbour last year, Kapler. Also played for a few other ones as we go deep, but it's going to be coughed up
Too
there.
deep on that occasion.
So Kapler played for Victor Harbour, played for Bournemouth, played for Noarlunga, and now he's back at Port Noarlunga.
Port Noarlunga.
Sometimes you wonder if he remembers which shirt he's got to put on.
Well,
Murphy's
is
kick smothered.
Nicely done by Lucas Gordon. But now they bottle it up, keep it inside their forward 50 arc, back to a 5-point margin. Game high, I think 13 points at quarter time. Line Flyers have got the message and have got themselves back in this contest. Port Noarlunga the clearance. Reynella will get to the ball first with ball. Now they've got to turn around, but Port Noarlunga come and lay the tackles. In front of a few in the ute, you want one poor little tacker who getting a hug from Dad. Gordon sends it down the wing, overcooks one, undercooks the other in terms of his teammates. Kapler got the hand pass out to Steele, who says, "Don't try and bend me." And in the end, out of bounds. Throw in. It's cold, but it's pleasant. Does that make sense, Ollie?
Fresh.
It's fresh.
Fresh is the word.
It's 92.7.
Yes, that'd be the word I would use. If it's cold, but it's good cold, that's what I would describe
if
as
it's cold,
fresh.
you can rug up to.
So good tackle there, laid by a couple of Wineflies. The notable one was Joel Stone. And he's one who's yet to really announce themselves at A-grade level, but he has started in the reserves, Joel Stone. Good to see him out there today, wearing number 6 and stacks on at the moment.
Yeah, one of the 9 premiership players that Reynella have out there. Port Noarlunga have 8 from last year. Even from round 1, 7 changes to the Reynella side from the team that beat Port Noarlunga in round 1. Port Noarlunga have 8 changes.
Play moves on. Up to half forward for the Crocodiles. Haven't seen a lot of ball down that end of the ground. No mark as of yet. Reynella can charge off half back. Nicely done, although that side foot step didn't quite work. Runner stands in our way. Kirkland, looping handball back, trying to get it out of defence. Only as far as Paredes, the male medalist, and good hands there. And handballs it on. Umpire says, yep, that's okay. And they're going to walk it in for Sproul. And if he wants to kick 100, his team's doing a nice job to get him there. They walk it all the way in.
Yeah, a mark within clear scoring territory played on. It was like, oh no, it's going to be butchered. But no, in the end, Sproul sees it home. He's the first multiple goal scorer of the game. I guess if you were predicting a player of the 44 on the list today to be the first multiple goal scorer, he would top that list.
He would.
With 2, goal number 52 for the season. And Port Noarlunga, fair to say, Ollie, that's one against the trend of play, back out to an 11-point lead.
Yeah, that hurts the Wineflies, who could not get any ball movement in the first term. It started to switch things up in the second and just goes straight down there for a goal, especially to that man Sproul. And it's going to hurt him because Brock Carlo actually did a pretty good job on him after half-time
Yep.
in the first quarter of the last time these two teams played.
From the bounce, it ends up with McGuinness. Reynella inside 50, bit of a side push taken by Braden Nichols, who was a late player to the association team as the emergency. He goes across field. Ortman takes the mark. He was up forward having some shots in the first quarter. He spots up Captain Kelly on the outer wing. He brings it back inboard. This now is Carpeny. Noarlunga moving, Port Noarlunga moving it with purpose to a target. Now, this will be an interesting shot.
I doubt he'll be passing this one off.
It's just Sproul again.
It is our main man, Zach Sproul. Played 17 games with GWS. Couldn't really break into a forward line of Himmelberg, Jeremy Cameron, Jeremy Finlayson. Hard to do. No one blames him for that. Found a home at Port Lunga, though.
Yeah.
He's actually a real estate agent.
Okay. So St. Patrick's Junior, which I think is from Albury.
He's going to walk in, 40 metres out, slight angle. Already has two, maybe for two in a row for Sproul. How's the kick? Goal umpire just watches it sail over his head. Port Lunga have a second in this second quarter, and Sproul has both of them.
Yeah, and they've got, I think that's a game-high lead. It is of 17 points. So Reynella had a really good run of 10 minutes to open the second quarter, but 2 goals in succession to the Cockle Divers. They've restored and extended their quarter-time buffer.
The music's moved from the 80s to the 2010s.
So okay.
I can hear a bit of Rihanna.
Okay.
Do you know who Rihanna is? Or
I do.
Oh, really?
She was a judge on The Voice or Australian Idol.
Ah, Phil. No, she wasn't. I don't think she was.
I think she was.
Rihanna coming to Australia to do reality television?
Yeah.
Leave it to the B graders like Guy Sebastian and Kate Miller-Heidke and Delta Goodrum and all of those. Although Delta's on fire at the moment.
Don't knock Delta.
Don't knock Delta as the play's going to move on. And that should be holding the ball right in front of the umpire, Nathan Salt. Done a good job so far, all our umpires. And Savage is going to knock the ball down right in front of Josh, our cameraman. It's gone over the line and we'll chuck it in. And we'll have good news, 2 minutes to go. Adelaide lead by 10 points.
All right. No, never guaranteed. But the old Lee Matthews rule of as many minutes as goals. Melbourne would need 2 and they've got 2 minutes to do it. And Adelaide have been pretty good when they've been in front in the close ones.
Don't jinx them, Phil.
Okay.
Don't jinx them.
Yes,
This win can really set up their season.
Yeah.
3 wins on the trot, inside the top 5, I think.
The only shame is that they're playing it on a Saturday afternoon.
And no one's there to see the game because they're busy watching us. They're here at Reynella Oval.
Maybe they're at home and they've got us on the stream and the AFL on the other one. Maybe they're multitasking.
Multitasking. So his ball's been knocked forward. Mark's taken, says the umpire. Not sure it was 15. He's paid it.
We got no idea of depth perception.
And Perini's just going to set it up. And the man leading umpire says, yeah, no, not yet. You got to kick it again.
So now you're an umpire.
Yes.
How do you know if you're over the mark or not over the mark?
You just assume that I'm going to say you took the mark there. So that's the mark. And if you're already over it, you've got to go back behind it before you kick it again. And this one couldn't find the target. Player's going to move on. Opportunity for Port Noarlunga. Kick there. Umpire's blown a whistle. 2 of them are blown a whistle.
Downfield umpire too.
And this...
It was reaching into his back. Oh, yellow card.
A yellow card has been shown. Not sure to who. We'll see the player walk off the ground. It's a Port Noarlunga player. I saw him reach to his back pocket and I thought, is he going to really pull out a card? Must be a free kick.
When the umpire comes from that far away, we'll try and get you a number in just a tick, folks. It is Richard O'Grady. I'm assuming, although there was a Reynella player who came off at the same time. Is it 2? Because it's a ball up. If it was a yellow card, would it not be a free kick? I reckon there might have been 2 yellow cards there.
Free kick regardless now, heading to the Wine Flyers.
So that what, 10 minutes calm down and can be substituted?
10 minutes off the field for a yellow card. And then after that 10 minutes, you're back on. 10 minutes of play, that is.
Now, is that the first yellow card you've seen today, Ollie?
No, I may have had a yellow card in my earlier game, which resulted in the kid walking off in tears. I think he thought it was a red card. It was only a yellow.
What did the kid do?
He pushed someone into a contest, much like how Taylor Walker got suspended.
Okay. Except that poor kid will learn his lesson and came back.
So right along the boundary line. And we'll throw it in.
Okay. 18 minutes gone. Reynella had a brief 10-minute flurry of where they got back to within 5. Port Noarlunga have kicked the last 2, edged it out to 17. It's going to be a throw-in. I think the yellow cards might have done the job because it's toned down the contest just a little bit at the moment.
Ball up from umpire Simon Thompson. Away we go again. Savage doing the ruck work for Port Noarlunga. Kicked forward for the Cockle Divers. Lots of players around it, although they are Wine Flyers, and can they get it to the boundary? Is it
deliberate?
Cool.
Well,
umpire says minor score.
We saw an interesting one last week about that ended up in a Morford Vale goal, which was their last goal of the game at the 12-minute mark of the first quarter. Hopefully that won't be the case for either of these sides. Port Noarlunga have really set up a wall well here. This ends up with Fles Fader, goes inside 50. They all fly. No one can grab it. Kick around the body. 1-on-1 and the goal square. Going to be tapped out of bounds.
Got good news for you, Phil. Josh Rochelle kicked the goal after the siren, which meant Adelaide ran away 17-point winners at Adelaide Oval over the top 4 Fancy Demons.
Okay, so that gives Adelaide, entrenches them in the top 6 and gives them a decent crack at top 4 as the AFL season progresses. And now that that's over, we can fully focus on the most important matters at hand, which is this throw-in. Grabbing it and trying to twirl his way out of trouble was Kobe Stewart. He was caught. Deemed not to have prior opportunity. There is a lot of players around this ball.
Ball's been down there for a while.
It has. Every time Reynella clear it, it ends up back in the hands of Port Noarlunga. That's the case there. Now, through close onto Paredes by the line and soccer through and almost over the fence. It's a Port Noarlunga goal. I think that's Rama.
It's our man, is it? Ramaswamy.
No, Ramaswamy.
So he's an interesting story.
First goal.
First goal in his career?
A-grade level for Reynella.
For Port Noarlunga.
Oh, Port Noarlunga even.
He played 7 games for Goolwa Port Elliott earlier in the year.
Yeah.
I think he used to play for Edwardstown, maybe. He's now a Cockle Diver. Kicked a soccer goal there off the ground, the goal square. Where were the Socceroos? Where was he when the Socceroos needed him?
Yeah. So, it's opened up now, Ollie. 4-goal lead on I can't say it's a wet day. Boggy ground.
So umpire's called for a warning here in the centre for not 666. Warning towards Port Noarlunga. The balls get thrown up. That was because of ruckman Max Savage, and away they go. Stanford in the ruck. His handball overcooked, and Port Noarlunga can attack through still. Nicely worked forward. Handball pushed out wider. Port Noarlunga charged forward. Carpeny, he's a big unit too. Can roll around on the right foot. He's spot up a target, not quite. Does get in the sprout direction. And I think it's Stewart's kick, and it's just a little bit wide for a minor score.
22 gone in this quarter. Reynella have kicked 1 goal, 2, matching what they managed in the first. Port Noarlunga have kicked 3 goals, 2, having kicked 3 goals, 3 in the first. So pretty much a duplication of the first in the second at this point. 22 gone. The line flies head for the outer side, finds the target in Whitaker. Whitaker brings it back inboard, and it's going to be paid a mark or interference, and a quick play on. Back to Whitaker, who's run on down the wing. Towards the forward 50, waiting at the back for it. Picking it up now is Arnold. He comes back inboard to a man whose number I cannot tell because it's littered with mud. That is a wine flies mark to Tommy Schumer at the top of the square. That's a coast-to-coast play. One of Reynella's best. Whitaker having a couple of touches in that. And this is a much-needed one.
It certainly is, and he's shown when these teams last played Whitaker in round one. Got a couple of touches there, as you said. Here's the goal, Phil.
And top of the square. You just got to dob it over the goal umpire, which he does. Doesn't need to be fancy. Doesn't need to kick it down to the Bunnings. Just needs to get the 6 points. And with that, Reynella have their third goal. They go 2, 3 goals, 4. That is 22. They trail Port Noarlunga, whose score has just disappeared for the moment because the scoreboard is busy celebrating the goal. Port Noarlunga 6-5-41. The margin, 19 points, a few minutes away from halftime.
Ball's heading back towards the middle here, and that is cuts of 3 goals in a row for Port Noarlunga. That cuts that margin. All thanks to our man, Tom Schumer.
And it was Alex Lawley. I picked out who was the player who set up the pass. But you cannot tell his number.
It's his 32nd A-grade match today, Tom Schumer. Stanford in the ruck, talking about 32. And now kick forward still. He's played well so far. Plays around the football. Lockie Murphy charges through. He's going to roll towards the goals. Lots of players around it. Still coming back in his direction. It looked really good so far, Port Noarlunga. And we're going to have a ball up right in front of our cameraman, Josh.
Alrighty, 24 minutes gone. Rucks go to it. Tap to Port Noarlunga. Clearance to be determined by another stoppage. Still party town to our right. I bought a big marquee for the ladies and it looks pretty chock-a-block. So big event there as they go forward with Paredes to the top of the square. Will it spill out the back? They've already got one soccer goal. They're going to get a second. And who are they going to give it to? Who are we going to give it to?
It's hard to tell from so far away. But the goal's been kicked regardless.
I've got a lad with young curly hair that I'm going to give it to, and I'll have to just stand corrected if I'm wrong. Put it this way, the runner came out and to the man I think kicked the goal, went to him first and gave him a low 5.
A low 5? So a high 5?
Well, what's the difference?
A low 5 is when you go low, and a high is when you raise your arm.
Yeah, no, well, this wasn't a raising of arm. This was down at arm's length.
This is a low 5.
A low 5. And this player refusing to turn around, but you call the footy, Ollie. I'm going to watch this player until I get a number.
47 plays 22. We're 23 minutes into this second quarter. Port Noarlunga well on top. Stanford's done well in the ruck. And now they can move at the wine flyers. Look at this. They take charge out of the centre square inside 50. Close did well enough along the boundary line. In fact, it was close, yes. Down to the ladies who had to kick it back in, Phil.
I'm still waiting for this player.
Still waiting for the player.
Okay, it was Kobe Stewart.
So he kicks his
I'm going to give Kobe
first.
the goal. That's his first.
We're going to have a boundary throw-in. 30 out from goal. Schumer in the ruck. Plays around the football. Can Reynella get hold of it? They can. Handball out from Bull. Kicked 3 when we first saw him against Flagstaff. And that is beautifully weighted. And this is Delahunty from can't miss territory.
I have a feeling that if Delahunty had just left it alone, it would be a goal, but
one for the score sheet.
He's going to make sure of it, which he does. A late one. Keeps the margin within 20.
So he kicked the first goal of a second quarter. May well have had the last laugh before halftime as well. He's got 2. Sproul's got 3. And we'll keep an eye on both of those players because, as I said, Phil, I have a feeling that that's where the game's going to be won. 4-4, 28 plays, 7-5, 47.
So
25 minutes gone.
So after a 4-goal first quarter in totality, we've had a 7-goal second quarter. Port Noarlunga have kicked 4-2. Reynella have kicked 3-2. 13-point lead extended to 19, but not halftime just yet.
Playing some Olivia Dean now from the ladies. Do you know who Olivia Dean is?
No.
No, you don't.
No.
She's an up-and-coming pop star from the UK, I think. Mark's taken. This is Kapler. Had a couple of big songs of late 2012 and early 2026.
Okay.
Still in the top 50, I think, too. That's in Australian charts, as Mark hasn't quite been taken. And the tackle.
Oh, yes.
It's a sling by Simon Thompson agrees.
Lucky that's not a yellow coming.
In fact, it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be a card. You can see him pull it out.
Yeah.
And before today, we've seen 1 card in the entire 9 weeks.
We've seen 3 because this is a free kick and a 50, which is what you get. And when the last one, it was a ball up, which meant it had to be the same way. So this is going to be... So here's the player who got...
I'll keep an eye on the player.
All right. Actually, it's not a 50. I do apologise. Here's a free kick to Zali. He's going to have it come back. So umpire Thompson's been busy.
Willow, can you open that window? Willow, we need to know how long to go.
Okay. 4.5 minutes to go, apparently.
I'm not so sure about that.
Okay. Well, that came from the time gear. This was 4.5 seconds, which I don't think is the case. So Reynella do not want to give up another late one here. Port Noarlunga around the body, down the far end, out of bounds, and that's well and truly into the car park, and will take a little bit of retrieving.
28 plays, 47. Reynella to take it out from the boot of one of the cars.
With a little bit of luck, we will get some updates for you from the other grounds. Do have one from Noarlunga where it's almost half time, and Noarlunga are just staying in range. Happy Valley 7-8-50, Noarlunga 5-4-34, 16-point lead. So we've seen Noarlunga beat Morford Vale at home. That's their win.
Yep.
We saw them against Cove, keep it close until midway through the final quarter. They pushed Christie's 3 weeks ago.
Yes, they did.
In fact, led at three-quarter time, I think. And
Yes.
they're keeping within range of Happy Valley. So a very different team on the road, but they're not bad at home.
Ball up on the 50-metre line. Parides flying kick forward. And now here come Reynella. Out of wing football. Plays around it. One of them being Damon Arnold, who kicked the first goal for the Wine Flyers today.
Because, of course, Noarlunga were the team that Port Noarlunga played last week, and Noarlunga kicked 3 goals, 6 scoreless in the second half. I think all 3 goals came in the second quarter. And Port Noarlunga won by 111 points.
They're in good form today as well, the Cockle Divers. Charging forward is McGuinness. Kicked Reinella's first goal of the season against Port Noarlunga. Murphy's done well there to knock the ball out. Port Noarlunga have a chance to clear, but Reynella just keep with it. Now here come the Cockle Divers. Stripped. Umpire says play on. Correct call. Kick smothered. Play's going to move on here. That was Gordon. Pushed out wider. Plays around the football. One of them, Ortman, who lays the tackle. That was on Nishki. And now Viney. Pushed out wide. Delahunty. Flying shot at goal, and it's pushed to the right. Minor score for the Wine Flyers.
31 minutes gone. Long quarter. So we've ticked well past 3:30 local time. Might just need those lights at this rate, Ollie, later in the day. Stanford
Margin's
with the
18
thumb.
points.
Murphy, high kick. No rain to be had today. Here comes the pain train. Jaden Green. I think he lives for those moments. As Brock Carlisle just happy to hand the ball back.
So Sly doing the ruck work. Plays around the football, tries to break free.
Sandwich.
Umpire may call it, and does. Holding the football. So everyone's hands are on their face to try and see through the sun. Number 10 there, full of mud, is Ryan Kelly. And the mark is taken inside forward 50. And it is our man, Zach Sprower, who's going to walk in for his 4th goal if he kicks it.
Yeah.
And judging by his kicking, I'm going to say he does.
Well, if he averages 2 per quarter from here to the rest of the season, he'll bag that ton.
Sprower from 45, slight angle. It's a tough kick, but we know how good of a shot he is. He does his usual run-up and going to walk in Zach Sprower. Already has 53 goals for the season. For number 54 and for the 8th for Port Noarlunga, it starts left and it's going to remain there. Minor score for Sprower, 7-6, plays 4-5. It's a 19-point margin.
33 minutes gone, and normally you don't see a 33-minute quarter
You never do.
unless there's someone's kicked 10 goals or there's an injury. Now, we had 3 send-offs, 2 simultaneously, which might have added a little bit to it. Long clearance from Reynella, back on the centre wing. Oh, ricochets, almost ricochet lent to them going forward. Umpire lets the ball go free, much to the frustration of one of the Reynella trainers. And it will be a stoppage. That's Lachlan Murphy. He's down and trainer came out. He's up.
He's had some neck problems before at AFL level.
He'll be looking forward to the halftime break, as I'm sure most of the players will. I think we've gone back a decade or two in the music again, Ollie.
We have, as the umpire's picked out a free kick here, and this could be
Not
another
again.
card. He loves the card. It's a yellow card for
my
Port
goodness.
Noarlunga. Number 4, we're not even halfway through the match. It's getting heated, it's getting feisty,
Okay.
and I do know
That's the captain. Sent off the captain, Ryan Kelly.
for what will remain the entire rest of the last second half, and there isn't much left.
So there is no, besides the 10-minute rest, you get substituted. There's no, it's just a cooling down mechanism, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And the umpire uses it to obviously calm everyone down as the siren blows. 7 goals,
Wow.
6-48 leads Reynella, 4-5-29. They've stunned the Wine Flyers in their 130th year. Who's been our goal kickers, Phil?
Well, 7-goal quarter, 4 yellow cards. The goal scorers for Port Noarlunga. Sproul has 3. The rest singles to Ortman, Stewart, Ramasamy and Carpeny. For Reynella, 2 to Delahunty, singles to Arnold and Schirmer. It is Port Noarlunga. Took a 13-point lead, extended it to 19 at the main break. 7-6-48, Reynella 4-5-29. Thanks to ProBuild Australia, Air Diffusion Australia, the Aussie Inn at Hackham, and the Man & Co Real Estate. Hope you're enjoying this contest between Port Noarlunga and Reynella. It is the Southern Football League, thanks to Filming Footy. Pitchy's come out for a
Footy analytics made simple. Improve your team performance with My Dartfish Live S. Quickly tag key games actions during or after the match. Replay moments from the match, frame by frame or in ultra slow motion. Access richer content, dive into detailed statistics and filter what matters most with ease. Create playlists to show problems or areas for improvement and share them to your team. My Dartfish Live S supports Aussie rules football coaches to optimise team performance. Footy analytics made simple. Improve your team performance with My Dartfish Live S. Quickly tag key games actions during or after the match. Replay moments from the match, frame by frame or in ultra slow motion. Access richer content, dive into detailed statistics and filter what matters most with ease. Create playlists to show problems or areas for improvement and share them to your team. My Dartfish Live S supports Aussie rules football coaches to optimise team performance.
Welcome back. Reynella. Welcome back to Winefly Park here at Reynella Oval. Here's the Southern Football League Game of the Week on filming footy, thanks to Pro Build Australia, Air Diffusions Australia, the Aussie Unit Hackham, and Demand & Co. Real Estate. We thank all of them for their support throughout the season. Reynella in the brown and gold celebrating their 130th anniversary. A club that started just down the hill here in 1896. Got their hands full against a Port Noarlunga side that, well, defending champs with a large turnover of players, needing a win to keep their top three hopes alive. Ollie Riddle joins me. Ollie, we checked some scores around the league at half-time, and there is quite a lot of excitement happening right now.
This could really open up the 2026 season if these results can get over the line. Let's start with Morphett Vale. So, of course, Morphett Vale and the scores are in front of you.
Yeah, Morphett Vale 8-9-57, Ironbank Cherry Gardens 4-6-30. So the Emus have a 27-point lead at half-time. Their last win from memory was late 2024 against Christie's Beach. Winless last week. Lost to everybody to start off the season, zipping 8. We saw them concede 23 straight goals to Christie's Beach. With the note, they needed to recover quickly because this was probably their best chance at a win, and they are in not a match-winning position yet, but they're in the box seat.
It's been about 680 days since they win from memory, so great to see that happen for the Morphett Vale Emus. Talking about close games, we should probably go and check out what's happening at Hallett Cove.
Well, this is probably the one that's got me surprised. Cove are leading Flagstaff Hill at half-time. Cove is 6-8-44, Flagstaff Hill 6-5-41. A 3-point lead to the Cobras. Now, if they can hang on, that would upend an apple cart for sure. So that's exciting. We'll try and give you updates from that. We mentioned Aldinga and Happy Valley. Happy Valley have kept their noses in front, but Aldinga are just staying in range. The Vikings 7-8-50, Aldinga 5-4-34, 16 points the margin. It is quite possible that Happy Valley could struggle, get up, and be league leaders at night's end.
Well, at the moment, who wants to be league leaguers? No one's really putting their hand on that title.
Yeah, and of course for the other clubs, seeing the other top clubs struggle is a good sign. If for Port Noarlunga, Reynella here and Flagstaff Hill Cove went down, that gives them some great opportunities to finish top three. Of course, it could all reverse. But right now, Port Noarlunga are looking pretty good. The sponsors for today's broadcast, I want to mention the organisations that sponsor the Southern Football League, which include the Footy Milk Company, Air Diffusion Australia, So Cloudy Web Design, SA Landscaping Supplies, the Master Plumbing Association of SA, Paladin Sports, Sharon Sports Centre, All Frames and Mirrors, Belgravia Apparel, the PW Collection Dartfish, and the Youth and Sports Foundation. Just in the nick of time, because here comes the third quarter to bring it to you. Here's Ollie Riddle.
Second half is ready to rock and roll here at Reynella Oval. Cockle Divers lead at 7-6, 48 to 4-5, 29. We wait for our siren, umpire Nathan Salt.
Let's go for the timekeeper to get back in the box.
Look, it's a tall ladder to get back in that box. It's even harder when you come down. Siren's blowing, we are underway. Let's get going, Phil. As Stanford taps it, nice firm tap in the ruck as well. Players around the football, sort of holding each other, was still. And Kirkland, I believe, and we're gonna...
And that nice, dry, fresh football gets a nice caking of mud in the first seconds.
Umpire's throwing it back up. We're on Sproul watch today, of course, who's already kicked, I believe, 3. Carpany 2 as well. Delahunty has 2 for Reynella as Kirkland knocks it forward. Bouncing ball doesn't hit anyone on the chest. Now they can fight for it as it's been knocked over the line. And we'll throw it in, says the umpire. And we've had a bit of a malfunction, Phil.
Earlier today, it was Reynella by 19 points in the under-13s. Port Noarlunga by 71 points in the under-15s. Port Noarlunga by 45 points in the under 17 and a halves. And it was Reynella pretty comfortably in the Bees, winning by 55 points. So in the 4 curtain raiser games, 2 wins apiece.
Stanford in the ruck, along with Salai. Kick out towards space. Player's going to get there. It's in the mud, so the ball just stops immediately, and players tread very carefully in the mud, you'll notice, Phil.
Yep.
Especially the ones who haven't received a dose as of yet.
A what?
A dose of mud.
A dose of mud.
You know,
But don't you want to come off the field with a mud-stained jumper? Ooh.
I'd rather come off the field with the win.
Yeah. But you want to come off with the mud-stained jumper because then it looks like you had a part in earning it.
Maybe to the keen eye, no, but maybe to the lazy eye, yes. I'd just rather not have any mud as Kirkland. Handball came to him. Fumble. Murphy's picked it up.
Oh,
There's a man with a
nice.
bit of mud. And that kick, bit of a dart, and Sprouse sort of collected high. Well, he collected
He collected
the defender high.
one of his 2 combatants high.
And that was Carter Shaw, who's today's only game number 2 for his A-grade career. Still 18 or 19, I believe.
Yes. Spots up a good kick. Brock Carlisle, defensive edge of the centre square. Yet to have a score, I think, to open up the quarter.
Away Reynella go. Out of win football. Juggling for the mark. They get at the wine flies. Right in front of that big pack of cars there. And instead we're going to go inboard. Nice option. This is Kirkland. Played 13 games for South Adelaide. Quite a few for their reserves as well. Plays on. Left foot kick inside forward 50. Over the head of Papworth. And they're going to charge down the Cockle Divers defenders. Got the kick away in time. Out towards the boundary. And she'll be coming back.
On the full.
This is Lucas Gordon, who played in the reserves to start the year. Today is his 7th A-grade match in a row.
Almost got the goal as it spilled out the back of the pack. Steele managed to run back and take it over the line. So if you have joined us a little bit underway because you were focused on other football, I can tell you Port Noarlunga led by 13 points at quarter time, 19 at the main break. Reynella, that is your first score of the third quarter, going the way of the Wineflies in their brown and gold, celebrating 130 years. Port Noarlunga right up the middle. Murphy's kick overcooked Sproul, or was he pushed out of the contest? Reed.
No.
I mean, that's a contest, you think about it. Reed, one of the best defenders in the comp against Sproul. Now Sproul's running back. He's got away from Reed. Kick comes in, he takes the mark. Is it downfield? Oh, here comes the card again.
Card. Yellow
Oh, my
card heading
goodness.
the way of
Number
Reynella.
5.
And there's more cards than goals for the Wineflies.
Yeah. That's Murphy who was taken down, by the way. Slowly getting up.
So the Reynella player's going to have to walk off. We're not entirely sure who it is.
I would think at
As
some
of
point
yet.
the umpires are going to say enough for the yellows. We've got to upgrade things a bit.
Ooh.
And of course, if you get 2 yellows, that equals a red. And what does that get you?
So the Reynella player comes off the field. And that is number 20. So Brock Carlisle, who actually took hold of Sproul in the second half of round 1 and did a pretty good job. They sort of need him right now too. And we've got a free kick for that very man, Sproul. Carlisle's off the ground for 10 minutes. The 5th player to have that ruling. And he's already kicked 3. Sproul could have a big bag of 4. Directly in front. Usually a pretty good kick. And it's the first goal of the second half, Phil. And it goes to the man who's kicked 54 of them this season.
54 puts him back on track for that ton. And I think he did take the mark after the kick. I think that's how they worked it out. But would have been a free downfield anyway. So 5 minutes, we've seen our first goal. We've had 12 goals kicked in this game. 5 have been to the left of screen, 7 to the right. Even though I'm pretty sure the breeze is going at least slightly to the left. Jaden Green comes back on. He's going to rest up forward to provide a target, and we are set to go again.
Something interesting has just happened out the corner of my eye. Brock Carlisle has had a conversation behind the coach's box with a couple of Reynella officials.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure what it was about. And the opposite number, 20, Paredes forward for Portlunga. Kick didn't really go that far. The low worm burner from McGuinness. And Ortman has been tackled there by McGuinness, and the umpire says, yep, that'll be a ball up.
It's interesting that we've had these 5 yellow cards, but I'm looking at by-play contests, and there's not much in the way of niggle.
It's hard to tell from this angle.
Yeah.
Quite often the umpires, especially the umpires been giving most of them, Simon Thompson, uses yellow cards to just calm everyone down. If there's a player that may disrupt the game, find a way to take him off. And the game has been relatively calm. So the yellow cards have worked.
Yeah.
As Lawley's kick forward, nice body work for Delahunty. Play for West Adelaide, or that wasn't his best moment. Kick smothered, and now the ball is out of bounds. In fact, it's out of bounds on the 4, Renella's kick.
I think you were right the first time. I think.
No, I watched the signals.
No. Okay, no, they've spread out. No, you were right the second time. Sure, they're doing fine on the footy.
It's all the way back towards the car park. In fact, I can see it now getting thrown up.
Okay.
It's rolled closer to us than the ground.
Yeah, Delahunty has it. We'll bring it back in. Last kick was smothered. Going to a whole host of players. Paredes with a soccer off the ground that kind of went sideways. Now Reynella had it momentarily with Lawley. He got drilled into the turf. 8 minutes gone. All Port Noarlunga with the goals in the third quarter. They get the clearance as well. Somehow a kick away now. Carpenter.
Whoa.
I thought Carpenter was about to take off. Instead
Delayed
he was
response.
corralled. That's usually a hold on the ball, I would have thought, but no, not to be. Kick forward by Gordon. Lots of blue and white in the vicinity. Now one-on-one contest by the boundary line. McGuinness sees it over. This time it's a throw-in. Reinella's side of centre, trailing by 4 straight goals.
I can hear the bagpipes from the ladies.
Yeah, it's a long way to the top at the moment. And
that
there's no
kick,
sausage rolls. I think it's a long way to the top if you can't kick sausage rolls.
well, there's a man right now who's kicked plenty of them so far this season. Liam Delahunty has 30.
Not quite. It is number 15, Jack Ball.
Bugger. I had this big...
Don't say that on air.
I had a big spiel about him, but I just have to
You
wait.
just have to wait. You have to wait for your moment.
Jake Ball can kick a big goal, though. Kicked 3 against Flagstaff Hill when we first saw him. He was wearing different colours then. Of course, in the brown and gold at the moment. For his first in the match. Kicking from 40, slide angle. Shots off for Ball. Will it make the journey? I think it has. It's gone through. Reynella have got a goal. It's Ball's first. It's their 5th of the match. And suddenly it's cut down to an 18-point margin.
Yeah, so it's been between 3 and 4 goals for a while now, which makes it an even contest. Just Port Noarlunga have the buffer.
Do we have any update around the grounds?
No, not at the moment. I'll check in on the only one that's got really regular score updates. All going to plan. We'll get you some final scores from everywhere. Oh, yeah, Happy Valley have gone bang. Pretty much.
How bad are we talking? A little one or a big one?
A big one. Happy Valley 15-10-100, Aldinga 5-4-34. Aldinga must have, Happy Valley must have heard of the scores at the other grounds and thought, oh, we could be top tonight.
Umpires called a free kick heading the way of Port Noarlunga here in defence. The way of Lockie Murphy. Sorry, not Lockie Murphy, the man in front of him. And now Paredes at the back, the male medalist, just sort of gets a kick forward. In the mud goes Jaden Green.
Slip sliding away.
I don't think we'll get to see his 66 anymore on the back of his shirt. It will just be blacked out.
That's all right. Jaden Green. Oh,
And the umpire, Nathan Salt, will move the ball out of the mud for the ball.
smart umpiring. There you go. Only because he's going to wipe half the mud off of it.
And Salt is also, he's wiping the mud off of him. Jaden Green's wiping the mud off himself.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he has tattoos. I can't remember. He looks like he does now.
He's got a sleeve of something.
A sleeve of something, we'll call that.
Do you really want to know? Because I'll put the binoculars on him.
He's still trying to wipe it off.
He's got both.
Umpire's thrown it up. Players around the ball. Paridi's got the handball out.
I tell you, Paredes has done an absolute truckload of work with the tough stuff today.
So umpire Simon Thompson, who wasn't the officiating umpire, called a throw. Now Potter kicked the goal earlier, I believe. And that's a good kick and a mark's been taken.
Speaking of goals,
This is Damon Arnold, who also kicked the goal and can load up from full forward. Both players holding each other. Play goes on. Close is down there. Just gets the handball out and it stacks on.
speaking of goals, we did get some messages in the
Yep.
second quarter that the goal that I gave to Stuart was actually Carpeney. So I've made that adjustment. Play HQ will sort that out later on, which would have been Carpeney's second. So Sproul 4, Carpeney 2 for multiple goal scorers for Port Noarlunga. Delahunty, the sole multiple goal scorer for Reynella, who've got 5 for the game so far. Clearing kick across the centre wicket. Going in to try and grab it was Shaw. Couldn't take the mark, but could lay the tackle.
And I feel like the temperature's just dropped.
Yep. Yeah, she's a cold one.
We're well and truly below 15
I think
degrees.
we're going from fresh to frigid at the moment.
McGuinness can trap the ball and just dart forward. And from 50, doesn't shoot. He lowers his eyes, but he's found an opponent.
Sometimes it's okay to put it on the head of your opponent for your forward to jump over the top. But that was a little bit too low.
So this is Ryan Kelly back from his yellow card. One of 5 players today. 2 at once as well to receive a yellow card. And that could be...
So we've had 3 Reynella players yellow carded, 2 Port Noarlunga players.
From memory, yes. Richard O'Grady and Ryan Kelly were
Back
the
in the 70s, we got Dancing Queen. I mean, we say Dancing Queen ABBA is the 70s, which it was.
Yeah.
But it's eternal.
Eternal.
It's
It's a dance play. It's a wedding song.
It's a song for any decade.
It's a type
Anyone who
of one you
wants
get
to
at the wedding
anyone who wants to
reception.
dance, and the ladies having a great. I know that Josh, our cameraman, has been. He won't show you now because the players on the other side of the field. But apparently, there's some cardboard cutouts of players that they've got. We'll try and set that up for you at the next goal. Reynella kick in the final quarter down that end, but they're just quite the mud wrestling session in the middle. Now here's Green. Lovely 1-2 hand pass. Paredes into the pocket. Sproul's got 5 to beat, or 4 to beat. One of those was Carter Shaw. He gets it off to Reed. And Reynella have got a little bit of space. It's opened up nicely. I think that's Potter who's on the far side. Kick inside 50. Where's this? Well, the Port Noarlunga players are, you would suspect. One of those is Steele. He stands up strong and gets the kick out to Rama. But it's coming back.
Coming back to Lockie Murphy here, deep in the pocket. Not usually where he plays his best football, although he has played right across the ground so far this season. He's sort of given the license to go wherever he feels he's required.
Yeah, 15 minutes gone to the third quarter. We start to pay attention to who Ollie's going to choose.
Oh, yeah.
For his Archie's footwear and iconic Dartfish beanie and post-game interview. So I can tell you Happy Valley now to a 78-point lead over Aldinga. Had a big third quarter. And the tap down again, Paredes, another clearance. He'd be up there in my calculations.
Oh!
As correct. Now that's interesting. Green and Whitaker.
They
Green
screamed
saying
for a card.
Whitaker was hanging on to me. I don't think that's yellow card.
It's not a yellow card in my
That's
book.
just two players getting entangled.
Jane Green just put his hands up like, what did I do
The
wrong?
problem is every time Green does something, it looks intimidating.
So McGuinness with the free. He's going to cross over the mud. Mark's taken. This is Bird. Lunging handball, moves on to his number just below him in Carter Shaw.
I
Players
reckon
gonna
that was
move on.
19 to 18 to 17.
It was 19 to 18 to 17. And now from the goal square, Mark from 20 couldn't quite happen. And in fact, we're going to have a minor score.
Charlie Wiseman for Port Noarlunga, Josh Viney for Reynella by the interchange bench, ready to come on.
16, in fact, almost 17 minutes gone in this third stanza.
17 points is the margin. It's been in the teens for a fair chunk of this game. Green with the grab. Chance to propel Porties forward, but the kick drops. Nitschke nicely intercepted.
Played for Newton, Chilwell and Coron in recent years,
Yep.
Nitschke.
Which is in the Geelong Football League, the Eagles.
Kirkland pumps it forward. Who's there for the Wineflies? No one as of yet. Bouncing ball, handball backwards. Now the kick. That was nicely placed just over the head, though. Kick came from Damon, who's one of the two players that come in today. Of course, missing Talon Copley, who is unfortunately out of the side at the moment. Murphy, 1-2 handball. A nice give and go, and away Portlander come along the outer end. Although it wasn't a trip, but he just sort of fell over. Umpire's called a high free kick. It's tricky when they're falling over.
I mean, Reynella have had the best of the field position in the last 10 minutes,
Yes.
but they haven't threatened to score.
No, they haven't. I just checked up and thought, I need to remember to keep track of scores, and there hasn't been any.
That's it.
Mark's taken. This is Bird. Right on the edge of the centre square. Paridi stands the mark. Play on, says the umpire. Along the outer end, Mark's taken. Good ball movement, Reynella. So I believe this is ball. Short kick. Done nicely. And I believe this is Nichols, who we haven't seen a lot of so far in this contest. And I get a raindrop, Phil. I felt a
Oh,
raindrop.
did you? Okay.
I certainly did.
Oh,
Play's
well.
going to move on.
I promised to get the tarp. We've got a tarp ready to go, folks, should the rain arrive, because the breeze is coming into us from the southwest. No, the southeast, I should say.
From the northeast.
Well, that's northeast. That's southeast. I'm pretty sure it's that way.
You're
Pretty sure.
pointing and no one knows what you're pointing to.
I know.
You're pointing to directions.
That's it. At least I'm not nodding at you.
Yeah, nodding. I know a lot of people that nod on radio. That's not really helping anyone.
There is, mind you, there is what we portray on air, and there's secret hand signals, and
There are secret hand signals, but if you want an answer, you give an answer. You don't nod.
okay.
Kick forward in front of our camera. Players go up. Green with the handball, and this is good open. Open play for the Cockle Divers. Sprouse one-on-one against Liam Reid. Had it, lost it. Both players sort of holding on. And now did
He
he...
pulled it in. He
Well,
really pulled
Sprouse put it in, I think. Sprouse held it in,
Yeah.
and umpire Simon Thompson was in the perfect position
I
to
think
see
he'd
it.
already decided it was going to be a bounce before that occurred anyway. 17 points the margin. Just one goal apiece in this quarter. We're about to head into time on. It won't be a long quarter. But we do have Kirkland, who's got time for a bounce in these conditions. A long kick to 20 metres out, and that's brilliant. As that Murphy, who's got in the way. He's got to push. He'll get 25. He's up like a jack in the box.
Good to
ready
see he's
to go.
okay with that neck. Can be
Got
nasty
an
with a
open
push.
player in acres of space. As we remember Reynella when it was acreage of farm and vineyards. Hyman on debut. Attacking side of centre, out of side. Pops it up to the pocket. There was an attempted fly from Sproul. He got about half a foot up. And that was it, and infringed. And Reid, I mean, Sproul's kicked 4, but a lot of one-on-one battles with Reid. Reid's done pretty well.
Yeah, he has. If Reed can keep him below 5 goals, it's almost man of the match. If they can get over the line, that is the one flies.
Yeah. And you've given prizes to players that have kicked 5 goals.
Yeah, Sproul's a different man, though. He can easily turn on and kick 10. Play's going to move on. South is with the ball. Handball from Potter, I believe. Far, far away from where we sit, Phil. Players around the football. Wiseman goes in, and the umpire says, give it to me. We'll throw it up.
Okay. 21 and a half minutes gone. Sportal scoreboard. Port Noarlunga 8654, another 5737. We thank Pro Build Australia, Edifusions Australia, the Aussie Inn at Hackham, and Demand & Co. Real Estate. Reynella, look, they have had no shortage of inside 50s, which is interesting. Is it the way that they're doing it? I mean, I don't really see them using Delahunty as a target. Are they rushed with it?
He hasn't had the impact, Delahunty, is what he probably would have hoped. As of yet.
1 goal, 2 they've kicked. Port Noarlunga have kicked 1 straight. Just the 1 scoring shot.
Ball's thrown up. Lots of players around it, and Sproul leads all comers today with 4 goals. We turned down Zach Short last week, Phil, for player of the match. He kicked 8.
Yeah.
Can we give it to Sproul, who's got 4?
Well, that's your choice. You've got to justify yourself. Do you get a bit of a reaction when you go out there and you choose your player and the teammates are going, oh, yeah? And
I get a lot of reaction from the teammates. A couple of players love the social media. They love their face on TV.
and a lot don't.
A lot don't. Some of them are very sheepish, but agree to be broadcasted
Yep.
as a celebration for their match.
Jack Ball with the shot on goal. That didn't score. That's out of bounds on the full.
But no, there is a few players who love a bit of TV time. We have a guest who just wandered in. A little girl who's
Young girl in a
waving.
pink parka just popped around the corner. What are these weird people talking to themselves? Clearing kick. Porties have got a chance here for a run on, but it's missed the target. Alrighty. Picked up by Nitschke. He's upended on the kick. Now the cockle divers into some space on the forward flank. Reynella have got the numbers. Reed again. Oh, I think it was Reed, yeah. Some aerial ping pong. Steele's in the way. He's got a runner in help. I think in Wiseman. He's got some... So just in a moment, the players have spread out. Now they'll kick to a contest. There's Flesfader and Murphy. Can they work it out? They've got to get around Stone. He proves to be immovable on this occasion. It will be a stoppage. 24 minutes gone. The Cockledivers looking comfortable with a 17-point lead.
Ball up. Players around the football. One of them is Viney. And umpires called for a kicking in danger is the call, which is interesting. I didn't see it, but they've, of course, got better angles than you and I. Being the umpires out in the field, that is. So Port Noarlunga have a chance here to get it and go. Haven't seen a lot of it down their end, but Reynella haven't really used the football when they've had it in their 50. Inside 50 now for Port Noarlunga. Kapler's kick, mark from Stewart. He can get up, he's got to go quickly. He waits, he holds, yet to kick a goal. We thought he did, then we took it off of him. To the top of the square, and Sproul, he just got rid of Reed too easily, lining up for his 5th.
Yeah. Good luck keeping him quiet.
25 minutes in. It's 20 minutes past 4 as well.
And Josh, intrepid cameraman, is telling me there's drops of rain falling.
Drops of rain falling.
At the
Sproul's
scaffold,
got 5.
It's not far away from us.
Sproul's got the only 2 goals of the quarter, may I point out, and the margin is stretched now to 23 points.
I guess that also means the only 2 goals of the half, but that's being a little bit presumptuous. And so that means Port Noarlunga right now, 25 and a half gone of a, 3-goal quarter. Look like they're going to just win the first 3. 2 goals straight to 1 goal 2. 13 at the first break, 19 at the main break. It's 23 with the last break imminent. In the rucks, Kapler had an airing. Patworth able to get foot on the ball and able to find a target. I think that's Arnold. It is. Now looking in the direction of Delahunty, tap from behind. Stone has it, spun around, managed to get Bird on ball. Papworth works into position. And just as the kick went, now this is interesting. When did the umpire, it's when the umpire heard the siren, we are right underneath it. There would be a slight delay to get to the field umpire. That delay was not long enough for that goal to be allowed. There is no score. And that kinda sums up Reynella's day.
It certainly does. 9-6, 65-7, 37. I'd go through the goal scorers, Phil, for that quarter, but it's going to be a pretty quick one.
Yeah, Zach Sproul kicked 2. He's got 5 for the game. Gary Carpenter on adjustment with 2. Singles to Ortman and Noah Ramasamy. For Reynella, 2 to Delahunty. Singles to Arnold, Ball and Shermer. As mentioned, Port Noarlunga, 13 at the first, 19 at the half. They lead by 23 points. Can Reynella pull something out of the magic hat in the final quarter? We'll find out and get you those scores from around the grounds as well after this break. Hope you're enjoying the Southern Football League. Thanks to Filming Footy.
Our name is derived from the Greek prefix, macro, large. From the day we were born, this has been a promise for the future. We have grown through dedication, sweat, self-denial, faithful to our mission of being on the side of those who put themselves on the line. Through our name, we celebrate the greatness of those who believe there are no obstacles higher than their dreams. The courage to get back up after falling. The obstinacy of believing until the end. These are the values embedded in our logo. The Macron Hero. It's a celebration of sacrifice and tenacity. Up until your personal victory, until your arms are in the sky. Become your own hero.
But the hot team is Port Noarlunga. This could be a win that sets up their season. Looking to reverse around one loss to Reynella. They have a 23-point lead to take into the final change. And whatever breeze there is, I think the Cockle Divers will have it. On our Sportal scoreboard, Port Noarlunga 9-6-60, 5-7, 37 Reynella. Ollie, your thoughts is that both teams break their huddles?
If Port Noarlunga can get over the line, season defining.
Yeah.
Because he spoke to Adam Hartlett a couple of weeks ago at Association, where he said, and you pointed out earlier in the broadcast too, great at beating up the smaller teams, but the teams above them, that's where they struggle. This is a team above them.
Yeah. It's, you know, there's quite a few players out for Reynella, but there's an extent of that with other teams as well. 7 missing from the round 1 side that beat. Tyler Davies, your captain. Bailey Marshman, a key forward. Dylan Copley, a veteran. You've got Adam second. Blake Rodriguez, very handy player. Dylan Rosa and Mitchell Scotland. So down a bit. But there's a quarter to do something about it. We've checked. Crowd is cleared. We've got 6, and we've got 6. Let's get this final quarter underway. You're with Ollie Riddle.
Let's certainly get it underway, Phil, as we're still waiting to try and make sure players are ready. Siren's about to sound here. It's going to be a huge last quarter. Away we go. Ball's going to hit the sky. As it does, going to thump back down into the lap of Salai, who just nudges it forward, and now we're going to try again with another ball up.
So we did get a little bit of an update on what happened with Happy Valley Aldinga, where Happy Valley lead by 92 points as we speak. It was apparently Happy Valley had a 12-goal second quarter. So that one might be going a while.
Kick forward. Players around it. Nicely picked up, although we did drop it. Not sure exactly who that number was. Kick forward now from Kelly. Port Noarlunga's opportunity. And another fumble right on the line. In fact, it's gone over.
Throw in the northwest pocket here. Boundary umpire collects it into the first minute on no score as yet. Music still blaring away from the ladies' tent. They've had a pretty good day. They were sort of doing the half-time raffles. The full tent as well, and I believe as we got the goal, that really sets it up. That's Steele. His first for the day.
He's been really good.
Noarlunga have kicked the first goal of every quarter, and they've almost doubled Reynella's lead. A game-high 29-point margin. They're almost home, Ollie.
Yes, so Port Noarlunga fans, we're happy to see Steele back into the lineup. Last week was his first match back in the Big Aldinga win. They're playing Olivia Rodrigo, the ladies are. Do you know who she is?
No.
No, you don't.
No, I can tell you Nicola Steele kicked 22 goals in 20 league games with West Adelaide and played with Point.
With who?
Point, P-I-N-T.
P-I-N-T.
Point in the Northern Territory competition up in Darwin.
There's a team I'm sure a lot of people would like to play for. Kick to full forward, nice body movement. And this is an opportunity for Liam Delahunty. And there's a fight in the middle of the ground if you want to show that, Josh. Cards are coming out. Could be red. It's yellow. Our 6th yellow card.
And they're saying, what about the other bloke? Meanwhile, Steele's going to get the free kick. He's smiling. He almost waved, I think, at the Reynella bench. So Delahunty's mark and shot on goal has been taken off of him. Oh, we've got a blood rule as well. So that's 2 wine flies. And it's fair to say everybody's woken up.
A shove. The water bottle's been thrown. Huffing and puffing as he walk off is Lachlan McGuinness.
Lachlan McGuinness, who I assume was the yellow carded player. Not a happy chappy.
And pushed out wide, and it's going to be over the line. Free kick here coming back of the way of Reynella. I tell you who's not a happy chappy, Delahunty, who had a big shot there for his third goal.
He took a goal away. What are we doing?
His eyes lit up there with the mark, and suddenly there's a huge fight going on. Hopefully our cameras caught it. Souter didn't go for the football. Instead, he waited. Bad mistake there. Paredes, he does go for the football. Kick forward to far the back for Stewart. Nice bump. That was really well worked on Carter Shaw.
Actually, what I liked about Shaw with that, you mentioned the youngster, only a couple of games. He got bumped off. Yeah, fair enough. He got straight back up and got into the contest. Love that.
Good for footy, as you call it. Marks taken along the ocean side, the western side of the ground. And we have an intercept from that man, Nicholas Steele, who's been one of the better players today, put it that way. Steele's going to wait before he shoves it forward. The old heave-ho with the foot. And he looks back at the Reynella bench as well.
I think he's got some unfinished business.
And this could be a big opportunity. Stewart running onto it, can't quite trap it. Bit of a fumble, can't pick it up in time. Reynella can come out of half back. And they do with Patworth. Marks taken. Right on the 50-metre line, as you can imagine. Crowd a bit restless there. They're screaming, kick it, kick it. There's a man on his own out in the wind. And a yellow card has been given. Everyone's screaming. I'm not sure what it's for. The lights are on in the stadium.
Now that's 7.
That's 7 yellow cards of a day.
Now, is that a green? We've got a green card here? Or yeah, yellow? That's
It's
yellow.
yellow.
Okay.
It's more like lime green.
Okay.
Not sure who's come off.
I'll tell you in a tick. That's the captain. That's his second.
It's his second yellow card. It should be a red. It should be a red.
That is Ryan Kelly's second yellow.
He may have been given a red card. 2 yellows, but not shown a
No,
red.
I did not see the colour red.
I didn't see the colour red, but we certainly have seen 2 yellows for Kelly.
No.
Lights are on.
So if you get red carded, are you substituted?
Well, yes is the answer. You just play with one loose on the bench. As the Bulls move
you're down
nicely.
a player
Look at this
to
Reynella.
rotate.
Charging forward the Wineflies. Patworth's kick. Delahunty on his knees, couldn't quite mark it. And now Wiseman can run into what's an open goal for Reynella. And I thought he was going to kick it there. Savage, Ortman's taken the mark in a win in front of the change rooms.
Well, whilst the result looks pretty academic at the 6-minute mark, the lights have come on, by the way. That's bang! Oh.
Go get the ball,
I've got to get a touch.
The ball was bounced off the coach's thing. Got to give it back to the Reynella player.
Oh, there you go.
And Phil, you got a disposal.
I got a touch, but it was called for throwing.
Wiseman with the fist. Phil's got his first disposal of 2026.
Oh, that's first touch. I don't think I've ever had one in a footy game commentating before.
Umpire balls it up. Players around the football. Touchdown clearance came from Stewart, not from Stewart, but it was for Noarlunga. Lots of players. Reed is one of them, as well as Carlisle, back off from the yellow card. One of 7 players.
Wow. I mean, we've called, this is our 8th game together,
We've had one
Ollie?
yellow card before today.
Yeah. And I guess, we've got 2 of the most experienced umpires out there. This is always going to be a big game. I mean, it's a big day for Reynella, but it's a big game for Port Noarlunga, who had 3 losses in the opening round robin series, 5 and 3. And the way a final 5 works, you really want to finish top 3 to have a shot at the flag. And Port Noarlunga are about to put this one to bed. Max Savage has taken the mark.
This could kill it.
This could just about be all she wrote.
7.5 minutes into this last quarter. It's 5 goals right now.
Ready to walk 500 miles?
They're certainly playing the Proclaimers. Is what's on the stereo
I reckon they've got
at
an
the
acoustic
moment.
guitarist in there now, in the ladies' tent.
Sounds like Phil would rather be over there than over here.
Just thinking of the Scots in Boston during the week.
You see, kicked on its way. It's pretty good. Savage has got it. And that may be all she wrote for Reynella. Port Noarlunga in front. It's a 6-goal margin. And did you see what country did the rowing in the World Cup?
Norway.
Norway did the rowing, the Vikings.
Yes. No, the Scots, for a start, they're singing at their game at Foxborough in Massachusetts was something else against a poor, sad to be a Haiti fan, because I reckon he would have been outnumbered. But then Scotland went down today, so
To Morocco 1-0.
to Morocco.
And of course, if you're a Socceroos fan, which I'm sure you are, Paraguay beat Turkey 1-0.
Yeah.
Socceroos have to play Paraguay next.
That's a good result, actually.
It is a good result. It means Turkey cannot qualify for the round of 32. They're done.
So here we are. Thanks to Filming Footy, the wild world of sports. Coming to you from... Sorry, copyright. I better come with the...
Handball's going to work out for Reynella. Gordon, Papworth, Potter through the middle. Nice kick to the advantage side of Delahunty. He's come off his boot as he kept it in negative to
Now,
both.
that's in front of the ladies' tent, which, if Josh, if you're there, we've got some cutouts.
We do.
I'm just not sure of whom. Can't quite get a decent enough look.
Good English.
We've
Of
been,
whom?
Of whom? I butcher enough. I've got to get it right occasionally. Unfortunately, we've been calling without a monitor today, so we can't get those close-ups, which I'm sure Josh has been giving you all through the afternoon.
Clearing kick for Noarlunga. Mark taking, juggling from our recent goal scorer, Savage. Played well today in ruck against Stanford.
So, there's really at the 9-minute mark, Josh. Oh, sorry, Ollie. I don't know why I do that to you. But, Ollie, now we've got to think about your decision.
Viney forward. It's a big decision.
Yeah.
Two number 8s
I
combined.
mean, look, if you get it wrong, there might need to be another yellow card come out.
You reckon? Well, the other day I did see a yellow card go to a team manager and a random supporter.
Yeah.
So who knows? Could go to the commentator as well.
I've seen commentators ejected from baseball games. Oh no, not the commentator. So the PA announcer.
The PA announcer.
Yeah, controversial call. Decided to play three blind mice when the umpires got ready and had a conversation.
Fair enough. So low grubber ball from Sproul to Ortman. Normally this kick lands on Sproul's head, and Carpenter wasn't down there to help out this time. It's that mark. Potter through the middle. Still's got to man the mark. Today in my under 13s game, I had 3 different players man the same mark.
Okay.
And then the kick went down and they got a goal. Probably because no one was there to defend. Papworth through the middle, gives it to his best mate in Kirkland. High kick to Delahunty's advantage. Couldn't quite hold the mark. Ball's there. Brings it back. Nice kick. Wiseman tried to get back. Flying mark. And it's to Liam Delahunty.
Yeah,
And now he has opportunity for goal number 3.
he has a look downfield. Says no fighting this time, fellas.
Let me kick my goal. Of course, we're celebrating 130 years of Reynella, and they haven't seen many players better than that man, Liam Delahunty. He's kicked his 3rd goal. He's kicked half of their score, mind you. And he's 6-7-37 to 11-6-72. 12 minutes through this last term, Phil.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to get an invite back here anytime soon, because the last time we were here, Reynella kicked their lowest score of the season, 7 goals, 547 against Flagstaff Hill. And right now, they're still short of that by 4 points. It was 6-7-43.
We seem to be the jinx.
We seem to be the jinx. The Reynella, just the one loss, was by 14 points at home to Flagstaff Hill. Next week, they'll be back in black and white, which is good because they'll be heading to Happy Valley. Another big match. Then they've got Christie's Beach and Cove, 2 teams that are battling for a finals berth. And then the schedule eases up. They'll play the bottom 3 teams plus Flagstaff Hill in their final 4 games.
And of course, Phil, we should advertise the Filming Footy match of around next week. It's going to be a good one.
It is going to be a good one. I really want to know what's happening at Cove. In fact, is that the radio game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
All right, I might get you to call some footy in a sec.
Maybe get the radio
Maybe.
out and try and sniff out some scores.
Yeah, maybe.
Christie's Beach will be taking on Hallett Cove
Next week.
5th and 6th. The winner could potentially lock away a final spot.
Yeah.
You'll see it right here on Filming Footy, thanks to Dartfish. And a big thumping ball along the inner wing. Phil's going to do some clues, some mystery solving, Scooby-Doo style. as we have a ball in here. Find out some scores for you around the grounds.
Well,
Crows won by 17 points at the AFL Adelaide Oval. They defeated the Melbourne Demons.
I can tell you Happy Valley lead by 99 on Aldinga.
Could be 2 100-point losses in a row for the Sharks.
And that actually, I might do a percentage check later.
A percentage check. Oh, mathematical. Thrown in from our boundary umpire. Away goes the play. Salai got the tap at the back. Kapler picked it up. Took a couple of times. Now he just stretches the margin between his opponent. Sproul's the man. Sproul can't quite have it. Play's going to move on. Picked up from Sproul. He can do it in the air.
Right.
He can roll it on the ground. Sproul's got 6. 12, 6, 72, 6, 7, 43. Noarlunga are killing them.
Josh, our intrepid cameraman, has come up with possibly the start of the day with our 7 yellow cards. It's the same amount as Australia and the US earlier this morning.
7
they
yellow
had 7
cards.
as well.
So Sproul could well be going home with a beanie, although Steele is certainly up there as well. Paredes has done really
Have we
well.
given Sproul a beanie?
Not yet.
Okay.
Headphones
As you're right, we
on.
do sort of hold him to higher
standards.
standards.
He's got to kick at least 10 for a beanie, you say.
Yeah.
Players around the football as we're getting ready to throw it back up, and we do. Matthew Stanford in the rock. Potter doing the groundwork. Nice mark from one of those 7 yellow cards, Richard O'Grady, who kicked 2 goals last week. First time he's appeared on the score sheet since August. Almost 12 months. Marks taken from Stewart, who hasn't just played for the Cockle Divers this year, also played for Cardine and kicked the goal in the 17s Association. Ball's moved down along the outer wing as we get our thongs, our Archie's footwear, and the iconic Dartfish filming footy beanie ready for our player of the match. Nice intercept, not intercept mark, sorry. Look at the right end of the ground, Phil, because we're going to have a shot here from Thompson Carroll, who made his A-grade debut last week against Aldinga. Did he kick a goal?
No.
So he's lining up for his first goal. First goal in A-grade for the 13th for Port Noarlunga.
He's a Port Noarlunga junior, spent 4 seasons at Edwardstown before coming back.
This is a big moment. The crowd say they tip Reynella. We tip Reynella too. Thompson Carroll. 30 out, dead in front. Opportunity for his first ever A-grade goal in game 2. It's a big moment for the young guy, and the umpire says he's pushed it wide. Minus score.
You want to build up the special moment, but you know, the more you talk about it,
Yeah, the more and more unlikely it gets. So we'll just wait for the ball to be knocked back into play. Headlights behind our kicker there. Got to turn them off. No headlights across the entire ground, as we found out on association night. Free kick going away of Port Noarlunga. In fact, he may have ran too far there. Umpire Simon Thompson's pinned him. And that's not for the first time this season. Of course, against Flagstaff Hill, Happy Valley actually got pinned for running too far. And Flagstaff Hill's Dylan McCormick had a shot after the siren, which missed. And that was thanks to Simon Thompson's free kick. Pay another one here. This time it's going to Callan Ortman, who's impressed at his young age. Played all 9 games so far for Port Noarlunga's A-grade side. 17.5 minutes gone. Ortman's going to line up for his second goal of the match. Kicked one in the first term. And this one starts left. In fact, he's hooked it. And I build up another special moment, and in fact, it's wasted. Minor scores for the Cockle Divers. They go to 12-8. They are leading Reynella 6 goals, 7. It is a 37-point margin. And Phil, still waiting. He's still trying to find some scores for Hallett Cove, the Flagstaff. Phil, also Morford Vale.
It's a 1-point game. I think Cove are in front.
1-point game. Hallett Cove are in front against Flagstaff Hill. The crowd is screaming to come on, Cove. Happy Valley could well be top of the ladder tonight.
In fact, there's a scoreboard controversy, and the scoreboard's got them tied up, and the radio has That's a Cove in front.
So scores are level at Hallett Cove.
Hey, Hallett Cove.
18 minutes played here. We're a little bit further along, so I believe that game is closer to being finished than this one is. Morford Vale was also ahead at Ironbank at half-time, meaning that they could have their first win in over 2 years. Good on the Emus as the shot's off here from Port Noarlunga. Stewart from downtown. Has it got the distance? Umpire says it's been touched and pushed through. Another behind. It's their ninth of the match, Port Noarlunga. As we wait for that Hallett Cove scoreline. Flagstaff Hill, Hallett Cove drawing as we speak. Morford Vale could well be in front against Ironbank. Happy Valley have beaten Noarlunga, and Port Noarlunga are going to get the chocolates here at Reynella Oval.
Yeah.
Kicks back into play. Away goes Carter Shaw. And the handball chain is cut off now. No, Lawley. You can't tell which team Lawley plays for. His Guernsey's just black as his opposite number in Kapler pushes it forward. Mark for Shaw. Umpire says no. Play on. O'Grady had it. Kick across goal. Brave. Players around the football runs. Greens don't argue. Knocked forward. And all you could see it coming. Could have put him in the hospital. Umpire didn't pay the mark and he could have ended up in Flinders.
Update from Cove. 23 minutes gone, final quarter. Cameron Blake has kicked a goal. Flagstaff Hill lead by 6.
Flagstaff Hill in front as the crowd goes on. Simon Thompson throws the ball up. Salaya's been good all day. So has Stanford. It's been about an even contest between the two ruckmen. And this top four clash has really only gone one day since the very beginning. They kicked the first goal of the match. Port Noarlunga. In fact, they kicked 3 the first 4.
The closest Reynella got to was tying it at about the 9-minute mark, I think. Then Port Noarlunga kicked their second, won 3 in a row, and they haven't looked back since then.
So a team that neither us tipped, Phil, has going to pull up for a big win here. Fantastic to see for Port Noarlunga, who have struggled against top teams in 2026, the Premiers. And it's the third time we'll have a rethrow from our boundary umpires. This time a little bit closer. I must admit, it's a tough art to throw it in. It looks easy, but I can assure you it actually isn't. Reynella can move the ball forward. Damon. Handball didn't get to his teammate. Instead, it got to Wiseman. Kick forward. Carpenter on the ball. Kick 2 today. Green. And that is a massive kick forward, and that's a hard-looking tackle. In fact, the umpire's paid a free kick here. It's hard to see who it's going towards. I would assume Port Noarlunga. In fact, it is. So a free kick to Porties. Not sure who our goal shooter is going to be. But they're just ready to put another goal. Cut about 3 or 4 behinds in a row as we hit the 22 mark. This is Ramaswamy. He played 7 games for Galway Port Elliot early in the season. Noah Ramaswamy. Kicked 1 already today. He'll be lining up 35 out. Sly angle. Be kicking where my car is. So hopefully he doesn't hit that. How's the shot? It is worse than all the ones before that. Port Noarlunga to put this game to bed, but they don't want to extend the margin. Mark's been taken regardless. And here's a man who will put the game to bed. It's Sprower. Lining up for what we believe is goal number 7. Right, left foot snap. Squeeze it through. 7 goals to Sprower. He kicked 8 last week. He's on 57 for the season out of 10 games. And 100 is on the cards.
Well, he has to average a bit over 6. He's done that today against one of the tougher opponents. So that's just something to keep things interesting as the season progresses. But this result makes things interesting. We had a 3-way tie at the top, but Port Noarlunga have said today, don't forget about us. Next week, Port Noarlunga, well, they host Morford Vale. Then they travel to Happy Valley. We'll be there for that. Reynella, they travel to Happy Valley this week before hosting Christie's Beach here in a fortnight in round 12. 44 points is your margin. 23 minutes gone. It looks like Flagstaff Hill are going to get there. Just seconds left apparently in the game at the Cove. and they lead by a goal, and it's down their end of the field.
So disappointing for Cobra fans who thought they could snatch one and get a leg up on the top four. Unfortunately, maybe not. That Cameron goal might solidify the win for the Falcons. Cameron Blake was our goal scorer. And plenty here for Sprower too, 7 of them. Only 3 for Delahunty. Carpenter's got 2. Could he get a couple of more? Green was the target. Couldn't quite hold the mark. Sort of held from behind. Player's going to move on. Carpenter's got a chance. Pick it up before he gets to the boundary. Does so. Kapler's wrapped up. And we're going to throw it in. 24 minutes gone here, Phil, as we count down to our final moments. We've only had 5 goals this quarter, which is actually a fair, reasonable amount. And 2 of which have gone to Sprower.
We have a final from Cove and Flagstaff Hill have prevailed by 7 points, 14-14, 98. Cove gave Mecca a scare, 13-13, 91.
Unfortunate there for the Cobras who go down at Flagstaff Hill. And we're going to have a boundary throw in here just to the left of our cameraman Josh. Been a good day. They're still pumping the music. I can sort of pick out which song it is as Kapler's little kick goes towards the boundary. Players going to move on. Papworth's in it. They're playing some Taylor Swiftville. You're going to know who that is.
I do know who Taylor Swift is.
Still forward. All the way towards the goal line. In fact, just off to the left. It's going to stay in play. For the moment, high free kick heading away at Zach Sprower. And they're gifting him the leading goal kicker medal.
To say, yeah.
And we have got to be there in the final round, Phil, at Noarlunga to see if he can kick it.
As Sprower's kick.
It's 8. He's equalled last week's score of 8 goals. Sprower's got 8. And just to remind you, Flagstaff Hill defeated Halico.
And more news, it's over.
What's over?
It's over.
The streak?
Yes.
The losing streak of Morphavale is over.
It's over.
Over 2.5 years, and they've beaten Ironbank. What's the margin?
Okay, the score I've got, thanks to Caden, filming footy filmer. Morford Vale, 13-14. That is 86. Ironbank, 10-11, 71. So that means a 21-point lead to the Emus. Hey, look, they wouldn't care if it's 1 point or 100 points. The Emus are singing the song tonight.
They certainly are. Sprouse kicked the last 3 goals of the game to climb his tally to 8. Good on Morford Vale. Fantastic to see them get a win. Every team in the competition has now won a match for 2026. The Emus first in 2.5 years. In about 29 games, I think, as well, to put it in perspective. And the umpire, I think he's brought this up, a 25-minute penalty. Carpenter's the recipient. That's not how you pronounce that word.
And I've just done the percentage calculations. The top spot, Flagstaff Hill and Happy Valley.
Yep.
Flagstaff Hill 68.89, Happy Valley 68.59.
Ooh.
So Flaggies will still be top on percentage.
Someone who has lost percentage today is Reynella, as Carpenter's kicks shallow and goes to the left. Another minor score. They move to 14-10, 94 to 6-7, 43, and it's been dire straits for Reynella on their 130th anniversary, which is a shame because, of course, we celebrate 130 years, stretching back to 1896 for more than a century.
Yeah, well, the year that they gave women the vote in South Australia, and the women here are singing "You're the Voice."
They certainly are. We just need the bagpipes, Phil.
That's it.
28 minutes gone here. They've won 8 A-grade premierships in their history, the first in 1969. The second year where they changed to black and white.
You've worked out your winner?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Of course,
28 gone.
They won an A-grade premiership in the women's in 2023. Bulls with Kapler.
Here's with Kapler on the wing in front of the Port Noarlunga dugout. Heads through that blind spot pocket we've got here and thumped out of bounds. So if you joined us late, Port Noarlunga kicked the first goal. Reynella replied. And Port Noarlunga got busy, and they led 3-3 to 1-2 at quarter time. We thought actually Port Noarlunga dominated more and probably should have been further in front. Reynella's best part of the game was the first 10 minutes of the second quarter, got it back to 5 points. From there, Port Noarlunga kicked the next 2 and led by 19 points at the main break, extending it to 25 at three-quarter time, and now they lead by 51. Probably not. It's probably a margin that flatters Port Noarlunga, but at the end of the day, Reynella, the same issue, Ollie, that we saw against Flaggies, the inability to kick a competitive score.
Yeah, twice now we've watched Reynella and they just haven't quite been able to put the goals on the board.
And there was that period at the start, as the siren goes. They did have a period in the third quarter. They had a lot of field position, but did not put much on the scoreboard, which shows a final. 29.5 gone in the quarter. Cockledivers are back in town, their best win of the season. Don't forget Port Noarlunga. 14-10-94, Reynella 6-7-43. Ollie's going to jump out and corral a player, and we'll have the interview with them shortly. And rather than hearing the Port Noarlunga theme song, we've got the full Ladies' Day crowd belting out "You're the Voice." Fair enough. Earlier today, it was Reynella handing Port Noarlunga their first loss in the under-13s. That's the likely grand final matchup in that grade. Reynella 5-4-34, Port Noarlunga 2-3-15. In the under-15s, Port Noarlunga defeated Reynella by 71, 12-11-83. Reynella 1-6-12. In the under-17.5s, Port Noarlunga 10-8-68. Reynella 3-5-23, Port Noarlunga by 45. Reynella dominated the Bees, won by 55, 11-10-76 to 3-3-21. But in the decider, it was Port Noarlunga winning every quarter to emerge victorious 14-10-94. Reynella, their lowest score of the season, 6-7-43. That 61-point margin is the final here.
And Phil, are we ready?
Ready for the day?
I think we are. We're here with Zach
goals,
Sproul, our
as
man of the match.
yellow
Congratulations
cards,
not only do you
7
win the iconic
whether that
Building
has
Footy
a
beanie.
impact because
Cold weather, perfect for you. You've
thought
also got Archie
saw
footwear.
one player
You're
get
mixing it up indeed.
yellow.
8 goals today. You kicked 8 goals last week as well.
And we've just got one report in front of us.
Yeah,
as
8
we
last
finish.
week, 14 the week before.
Ah,
so
it's
6
been
the
that
week
kind of
before
day.
It's going okay. Thank you to my teammates.
As I just looked
How
at
are
the
you
club president,
enjoying
who
playing
looked
for
back
Noarlunga?
and sort of.
Because you've got a really good
Yeah.
team, and they just keep bobbing along.
Yeah.
You had one goal.
A little word
players
said
come
by
in.
one of the Reynella.
You had one goal where they just fed it to
He's
you.
on the sheet.
Yeah,
He
no,
can
it's
be,
very enjoyable. It's a great club.
reported
It's a
and
bunch of blokes.
might be
But I think
joining
the
me in
importance of
special
today's
comments
win,
next
top
week.
three
We will
team
be
is,
at Christie's Beach
I know. I'm happy
next
I'm happy
week
with this.
for,
Nowhere.
well, the battle
to get
for
the win against
fifth.
the top 3 teams.
Cove really took it to Flagstaff Hill,
never
lost
played
by
them in the
just
last 8 or 7
7
games,
points.
so looking forward to it.
If you've just
You're on 58 goals of the season.
if you
We're
just
halfway through.
tuned in,
Could you get to the 100? And will people run out on the ground?
Oh, I
just-
assume so. I don't know if I'll be there. I'll get a couple of big bags, so we'll
If
see how we
you've
go.
just
Gonna
tuned-
try and replicate that and do it.
if
but
you've just
I'm on
tuned
track,
in,
so we'll see.
Flagstaff
And can you
Hill
go back to back? You of
beat
course
Cove
won
by
the
7 points,
fantastic
came
grand
from
final
way
last
back.
year.
Where's Ollie?
Can you see this same
Ollie's
team
talking,
going
sorry,
back
Ollie.
again?
I definitely can. We're a young mob. I think from last year's grand final, we've only got the 8 players. So to be sitting 4th, close to 3rd, we're really happy with. And some of the young development's been amazing. So it's going to be an exciting back half of the year. I think we are good enough to win it. I think we showed that today.
Fantastic. Well done. Congratulations. We'll get a photo with you in a
Appreciate it.
minute. And
Yep.
we'll head back to Phil in the studio.
Awesome.
All right. Apologies to Ollie
Yep. Awesome.
and to the winner there, who was, of course, Zachary Sproul with his 8 goals, hidden behind a massive cockle divers. Did not see that interview was ready to go. My apologies. So final scores, we got Flagstaff Hill narrowly over Cove. We've got Happy Valley by 99 over Aldinga. Morford Vale, their first win in a long time over Ironbank Cherry Gardens. And here the defending premiers say we're still in town, defeating Reynella by 51 points. Southern Footy League, I want to thank their sponsors, the Flurio Milk Company, Air Diffusion Australia, So Cloudy Web Design, SA Landscaping Supplies, Master Plumbing Association of SA, Paladin Sports, Sharon Sports Centre, All Frames and Mirrors, Belgravia Apparel, the PW Collection, Dartfish, and the Youth in Sports Foundation. Ollie, I apologise. I missed the start of your interview. I did get the end of it because you were, and you missed a report.
A report?
Yes, as the umpires walked off, one of the Reynella people said something that I'm not going to repeat. Umpire came back and said, "Are you on the team sheet? If you are, I've just reported you."
Well, there you go. So that's 8 yellow cards for the day.
That's, well, 7 yellows, which don't lead to reports.
Yes, one report. So is a report different to a yellow card?
Well, I don't know. We'll find out.
I should know.
You should.
I should know, and
You're
I don't
my
know.
umpiring guru. You haven't ever reported anybody after a game, obviously.
No, I've never reported someone after the game. Zach Sprout there, fantastic. Really wanted to get on camera as well. He was looking out for me when I walked out. He knew he kicked 8. And I asked him, how many did you kick last week? He went, wasn't quite sure. He agreed with 8. And he's pretty confident if he can get to 100, touch wood, that the players will storm out on the ground.
Oh, why wouldn't you? So he's got 42 goals to get in 7 games. He's got the average down to 6 a game now.
6 a game. If he's
Possible.
got 8 twice in the last 2 weeks, so I think he can do it.
Alrighty, mate. Well, it's been a fascinating day. After You're the Voice, the ladies are into horses.
Horses.
They're having quite the day, and we'll leave it to them. Final winners, Reynella, Morford Vale, Flagstaff Hill narrowly, and Happy Valley by a fair way. The ladder, Happy Valley and Flagstaff tied at top. Flagstaff Hill by about 0.3%. Reynella with 2 losses, Port Noarlunga with 3, Cove with 4. Christie's Beach had the bye. Ironbank didn't gain ground because they lost, as did Aldinga. Morford Vale tied with Aldinga now, but still last on percentage. But let's face it, for the Emus, they will not care because they got a win. And that's probably my highlight of today.
Highlight of today. My highlight today is I didn't get rained on.
Always good when that can happen. Thank you, folks. Thanks to our major sponsors, ProBuild Australia, Air Diffusion Australia, the Aussie Inn at Hackham, Demand & Co Real Estate, also Dartfish Live Stats, the Sportal Scoreboard, Classic Clashes, UTF Trailers, Archie's Footwear and Filming Footy. I'm Phil Hurden on behalf of Ollie Riddle. Any final words, Ollie?
Fantastic game for Port Noarlunga, and they'll put themselves right back at the top of the mix.
Your last game for a little while. We will miss you whilst you enjoy your overseas jaunt.
Yeah, I will be back in 3 weeks' time.
Enjoy. But we'll be back at Christie's Beach for the game against Cove next Saturday. Until then, you've been watching the Southern Footy League. Thanks also to Josh Rowett and John Douglas, our General Manager. But yeah, Christie's and Cove next week. The Southern Footy League on Filming Footy.